following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
This week on the Defy Life Podcast, we have a big announcement. We'll talk guns in schools hitting close to home. Kellen Winslow is on trial. We talk some NBA playoffs and lottery results. And as always, we'll answer some listener questions and wrap things up with some trivia. All this and more. Let's get to it.
Defy Life. It's more than just about some football. All my sports teams off season go through withdrawals, 30 minutes to tip off. Like Jackin was saying, we got ideas, give me ear problems. Sound like thunder and rain. I'm excited that you came on this journey with three of my friends. Defy life till we die and grow wings. Just a different perspective. Haters in every direction. Refuse to live my life based off your projections. Their expectations are lazy. My expectations are crazy. My lady defies me. Goofy, Brown, Brady, Jordan, LeBron, Aaron, Bonds, Mayweather, Ali Foreman. You get the picture, greatest ever born. I attack without warning. This is not around the horn. The other shows whack, a lot of yawning. You really want to be the best, got to pay the price. We make winning look easy. Welcome to Defy Life. Defy Life.
Welcome back to the Defy Life Podcast, powered by the Defy Life Podcast Network. This episode is sponsored by Bud Bottles, home of the Bud Bottle and the Bud Freshener. Please visit budbottles.com for your odor eliminating needs. Thank you for listening. You can find the Defy Life Podcast on iTunes, Google Play Music, GoDefyLife.com, and everywhere else your favorite podcasts are available. As always, we encourage you to like, subscribe, and give us a 5-star rating whenever you listen. You can also find us on all social media platforms at GoDefyLife.com. This is episode 107, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, J.R. Glymph, joined as always by my wonderful co-hosts, Thomas Stevens, Alvin Glymph, Gerald Hedrick, Yoshi English. How's it going today, Thomas?
It's going very well, sir. Well, kind of well. I'm totally disgusted right now, but I guess we'll get into that when we talk about the lottery.
I can only imagine. Kudos to Horace Grant. That's all I got to say about that. Gerald Hedrick, welcome back, sir. How's it going? I guess he's just going. Gerald Hedrick, let's try this again. How's it going? Going once.
My bad, son. Okay. I was still muted.
I figured that.
I want to say this also. Like, I got a chance to, I missed last week. I had a death in the family. Sleep, rest in peace, Aunt Elena. But I did get a chance to listen to last week's show, and I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge that amazing performance by you guys. That was dope and very, very, very heartwarming. It actually gave me quite a few laughs in a tough time. I just want to say, man, I love y'all dudes, man. And hey, the real is back. It's Super Tuesday.
Yeah.
You already know. Shout out to the Day Gettleman's fan club. West Coast J, my God, man. West Coast J, my God, man. Hey, I can't. He nailed y'all nailed everything, man. So I'd be remiss if I didn't ask y'all shit. How was y'all's week?
Our week was good, man. I could not complain. It was fun last week. We missed you. Again, man, condolences to you and your family, man. I hope everything's all right.
Yeah, man. Sunday was Mother's Day, so, right. Since the funeral was Saturday,
right.
And so everyone that was basically still here for the funeral, man, and we had like a big Mother's Day / funeral after day extravaganza. It was dope.
Nice.
It was really, really lifted our spirits, man. We just all hung out and wild out, and man, I mean, we might have partied for 4 straight days, man. It was crazy.
Right.
Yeah, it was dope. It was dope, but I'm glad to be back, man.
No doubt, man. No doubt. It's good to have you back. Alvin Glymph, how's it going today, man?
It's good to be back, man. And Money, definitely condolences, but listening to how y'all sent that person off, that's just brought back memories of how we send our people off. So that's just how good family does, and they grieve together. You know what I mean? So, I want to just my condolences and much love to you and your family, sir.
Hey, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Good to be back, y'all. Good to be back.
Welcome back, and congratulations, sir, again.
Bro,
you your wife deserve it, and your son, our junior member of the Defy Life family. But yeah, man, it was that was a sight to see. I felt old as fuck. I'm sure you did as well. But congrats, man.
It's something about children. They do have a way of reminding you that time is going, is passing, you are aging. But again, it was an amazing day. This has been an amazing season for me, honestly. So, just in the last 2 weeks since I've been on the air, I've had my birthday party. You had Mayhem, our 18th, 19th, whatever it was, birthday party that I do with 3 of my good friends. We all born in May. We call it Mayhem. Had about 100 people come through. It was dope. At the Grand Hyatt. Loved it. My son graduated. That was dope. Had like 20, 25 people, friends and family in town, brothers, sister cousins, brother cousins, aunt, elders, like not even family members, but just friends of my mother's who just happened to be, my mother who just happens to be living here in Atlanta. She came through. It was just an amazing day, man. Then I had from my son's graduation, then I had my own birthday on Saturday. So that was just lovely.
Wow.
So yeah, it's just been a hell of a 2 weeks, and Mother's Day, with my wife and all the mothers is a beautiful day. My mom's is not here, but it's she's been gone 20 years. So Mother's Day to me is beyond just the raw missing her. I mean, 20 years later, it's not there. It's more of a tribute and a way to get closer, and it's a spiritual day for me. So Mother's Day was great. And then next week is South Africa. I'll be in South Africa for 10 days, leaving my daughter there for a 2-month internship. So,
wow.
Yeah, she wants to be a nurse. She got selected to do this nursing internship in Cape Town. And we're going to drop her off and in the process, see the country, see the city. So everything I hear about most beautiful places in the world. So I'll take a lot of pictures. I look forward to sharing my experience with y'all and our listeners, because I've only left the country for real once. I went to Mexico. And all of my adult life, as I've kind of prioritized my funds and prioritized my travels, I always said the next trip for me was going to be in Africa. I didn't want to go to Europe. I didn't want to go to the Caribbean. It was like, I want to go to India. Like, I love the pictures. I love that other people are traveling. But Alvin, Glymph, my thing was, my first step, I got to spend my resources in Africa. That's where I want to go first.
No doubt.
So it's just, it's working out that way, and just blessed, and just good to be here with y'all as part of this blessed season that I'm in the midst of. But can I just, before we move on to Yosh, I do have a statement, because I got off the phone. I was on a conference call before this call, so I need to read a statement from the board of directors conference call from the Lakers fan club. If y'all don't mind, let me just get something else.
Absolutely.
So we just wanted to inform that a decision has been made that for all those Laker so-called fans who was caught on video protesting the Lakers recently, if we got you on tape protesting the Lakers, your fake ass, you've been officially banned, and your fan rights have been permanently revoked under the high crimes and bitch assness statute.
Word. That's right.
For the record.
And I second that as a lifelong fan of the Lakers for the last 8 months.
Thank you.
Right.
I appreciate your backup on
No
this.
doubt.
Y'all have been revoked. Fuck out
And
of here.
and also really quickly, Al. So I got an alert from my Gmail account that my shit was almost full. Like my Google account was full. Right. I didn't even know like how much shit you got to have in your Google account for your whole Google account to be full. But it wouldn't let me send emails, wouldn't let me do nothing. So long story short, I had to go like deleting pictures and old emails and attachments, all kinds of stuff. So I get back all the way to 2009.
Wow.
I'm sorry, 2010. And I come across pictures from Mayhem in 2010 that my now wife took when not long after we first met. So that was the first Mayhem she went to. But it's like I'll send you all those pictures. It's pictures.
Yeah, that was my That was
your 40th, exactly.
Yeah. Down at the 5 Seasons. Yeah. I know exactly the one you're talking about.
Keon's in pictures, like it's crazy. But
Keon was there.
Yeah, Keon was there, right? But I'll send you all those. So there's ran across a few gems.
Me too.
Yeah.
So next year is my 50th, 10 years later.
Right.
So I don't know what it's gonna look like, but it's going to be sick. So please, my Defy Network folk, my podcasters, put it on your calendar, put it on your schedule, because I would love for y'all to be in the building for my 50th at Mayhem.
We're doing a show from your 50th. How about that?
Now we talking.
Right.
And we talked about it being in Miami. So
word. All right.
Yeah. So just keep that in the works.
No doubt. All right. Well, without further ado, Yoshi English, how's it going today, sir? I guess with further ado, where's Yosh?
I'm here. Y'all can hear me?
Oh, now we hear you.
I had to. Since today is my last day on the podcast.
So I thought about mentioning this to you, and I was like, I didn't even mention it, but you read my mind. Oh, man. Go ahead, sir.
Since today is my last day on the podcast, the immortal song plays in the background. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. It's so hard to say goodbye to my ladies.
I thought this nigga was
Just
talking
letting
about
them
us.
know. Not to y'all, but to my ladies. And to all my ladies out there. I just need to let you know. That you are beautiful. And if nobody else on the show tells you, you are a beauty in your own right. To everybody I have touched since being on the show. Females, not males. Everybody I have touched since being on the show.
Oh.
I won't sing it for you, but I'll let them boys tell you. Nope, you didn't notice me till I was on here, baby. Nah, for real though, man. It's with sad. Like, you know, as things happen, you got to kind of go with the flow. And with the Staley and English show coming back full time, my time is kind of it would be too much of me to be on here and the Staley and English show, as well as relationship status, and still do everything I have to do for the podcast network. So I have to take a step back. Sometimes you have to evaluate what you're doing, and to make sure that you give it 50% of yourself in different places is way worse than giving 100% of yourself wherever you're needed. So, I really, really love being on the show. It's the only show I really get to cut loose and really, really. My grandma used to say, "What? Huh?
You get to be Yosh." And
yeah,
Yusuf.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get to be. I'm Yusuf on relationship status. I'm Yusuf on the Staley and English show. I'm Coach English, and on here I get to be Yosh. My grandma used to say, you know, I don't get to be an asshole. I get to be the whole ass. Like I just get to, I get to be me, unadulterated, Like, I get to enjoy the jokes of Thomas from last week. You talking about, you from Trinidad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get to go through all of that. Right. I get to enjoy all of that, man. It's just, it's a pleasure. This show is a great show. And, I hope that, I hope that me being on has helped somebody somewhere. Of course, my ladies, I know it has helped you because it has helped me knowing that it's helped you. And I know that you guys will continue to be successful as one of the top rated shows on our network. And of course, number 1 and number 6 on iTunes in the past 2 or 3 weeks, respectively. And man, you guys continue to do what you do. Although Jay has said no in a text message. Sometimes you got to do what's best, man. I think that you can't run yourself too thin, and you guys have a great chemistry. The show has a great show, and I just don't want to take away from it. So I'm gonna take a step back, and I'll be back sporadically. So when you hear the music board going, when you hear that soundboard going, your boy's back. It ain't 2 for Tuesdays when I'm back, but maybe Henny Wednesdays, early Henny Wednesday.
Early Henny Wednesday.
Early Henny Wednesday. How about God dog it? It's pre Wednesday. It's Henny pre Wednesday. Okay. That's
So Yosh, what you gonna do with your disclaimer and all that? You don't have to play that on your other shows. Like, what you gonna do?
Listen, it'll still be here because let me tell you something, Money. There's never. I don't know if you've listened to Relationship Status, but there's always a time for this.
I listen to Relationship Status. That's one of my favorite shows.
Matter of fact, just for the fans, we're gonna run it real quick.
And ideas that you are about to hear are those of Yoshi and him alone. They know it represent the thoughts and ideas of Defy Life or the Defy Life Podcast Network.
Just for fun. We did that for fun just now. At the end of the day, man, it has been a complete pleasure being on the show. And of course, today's the last show, so I gotta leave you with one. I gotta leave you with a couple. So it's gonna be a fun show tonight. It's gonna be a fun show.
You gotta cut all the way up tonight.
Right. Hey, listen, they don't. One of those listener questions. I'm gonna go all the way in.
Wow, that was we did say it, right? We did say at the top of the show that we had a big announcement, and that is our big announcement. Yosh, we're gonna miss you, man, on a weekly basis, but we ain't letting you go totally. So you will be back. But we
send me the topics because I'm gonna shoot you a text. Jay, I gotta be on for this one.
No doubt. So so that's the announcement, folks. It is it's bittersweet, bitter in the sense that we totally enjoy Yosh being here, but sweet that the Staley in English show is back. I definitely missed that show, and Yosh, just a heads up, I know we usually talk about this stuff offline, but I don't want to forget. My sister, who was just named the AD of Bluefield College, is definitely interested in being a guest on Staley in English. I told her it was back, and she said she wants to be on. So,
and listen, next week she's on next week.
All right, I'll get you her info.
Yeah, definitely. And I just want to say, man, listen, like, I cannot say it enough how much I enjoy being on this show. And if people do not listen to this show, it is a crime. It is a travesty. You need to be stood out in front of a firing squad and shot because, you will laugh. The topics we talk about are relevant, and the show, I listened to the show the day after, like I didn't just record it.
Right.
Right.
And so,
and a lot of times just to argue with y'all when y'all can't hear me.
Yeah. And just I know what y'all are not gonna miss. I know you're not gonna miss me not answering questions, although I do. I might not answer it the way you like it to be answered, but I answer the questions. Money, I know, as the president of the Dave Gettleman fan club,
you're the vice president though.
Right.
I am not the vice president.
You on the board right now.
I am the head of the impeachment committee.
Okay. You high up there. I don't know what your title is, but you high up there. And really, me and you was co-chairing the Eli Manning hater club. So
listen, and now I am the co-chair of the Washington Redskins hater club because they did not sign my son. I'm just saying.
Travesty. Man.
That is a travesty. How you don't sign 4.4 speed? I just don't understand.
6'4", 4.4 speed.
6'4", 4.4 speed.
But it is the Redskins.
There's other squads.
The fucking Redskins.
Yeah, there is. And just so y'all know, since Washington did not pick him up, Miami, he has got an invite from Miami, Pittsburgh, and LA. So
man,
we're talking.
You fucked up now. Hey man, we're gonna slide Christian's message.
I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna do.
Yeah, so you done fucked up by telling me the second team you just named. Tell that shit.
I'm just saying, you know, it is. So we'll see what happens over the next.
Young man.
Yeah. No. And I told him that, and he's a fan of the show as well. He said, matter of fact, he said to tell you guys what's up. All right, he said as soon as he signs, y'all will be the first ones to break the story where he signs. So I know he's a no name, but y'all will be the first ones to break the story.
No, he's not a no name. He's just a name they don't know yet.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Let me give you one for that, Jay, because I like that. I like that, Jay.
So they will know that name soon. Kid got game.
Yeah, kids got game.
Absolutely.
But I will say this: he did say, "What's the quarterback from that got drafted to Washington?"
Haskins.
He said Haskins could throw the shit out of a ball.
All right.
He said when Haskins was quarterbacking, he said the defense got no picks and no deflections. He said he could throw the hell out of a ball.
Yeah, they said
he said he hell out of a ball. So
he the real deal.
Yeah. He did say that. He said he was there on every pass, and that thing was on the money. So he said it was no pads, but that thing was on the money. So
okay.
Yes, that's firsthand accounts of the Redskins Jr. Like he said he is the real deal. He said he had never gone up against a quarterback that could put the ball on a dime with that much velocity. Like he said, by the time somebody was coming out their break, that ball was on the one. And people just could not make a play on the ball because it was coming out so quick.
Well, you know what would be sad though? It would be sad if like a team was drafting like 6th overall and passed on that kid.
Yeah. We sure did.
Well, I mean, it would only be sad if you was a fan of the Giants. But
Right.
Nah, I mean, I don't know what team would make that mistake, really, to be honest.
If you in the same division as the Giants, you laugh at them.
You don't have to spend a first. Washington, did you notice any other team take a quarterback? No.
I'm sorry, I had flashbacks. My bad. My bad. My bad.
Wow.
Wait, hold on.
Oh my fucking god! Oh my me! You've got to be fucking kidding me! How did they take Daniel Jones?
My fault.
No, I love that. I listened to that shit at least 17 times.
At least 17 times.
At least 17 times. I kept rewinding that shit. I was like, damn, because I didn't realize how ham dude was going. And no, I listened to that shit so many times. And it helps it helped further just solidify my hate for Dave Gettleman. But you know, I remember ranting around in my living room like that.
Money. Let me say this, Money.
I love
it. There have been very few times when me and you agree.
Yeah.
I completely apologize for the argument we had the other day a few weeks ago about Dave Gettleman. You were completely right.
You came after him like you was a supporter, and I was like, wow. And he was telling firsthand accounts. He was giving you his experience, his real emotions from the fact that he killed his squad, and you didn't want to hear it.
I'm gonna tell you a real story real quick, and then we can get into the thing, because this is as the analogy as I tried to put to Money. This is how it played out on me. All right, so my ex-wife when I started dating her, right? And I'm gonna put it out there because I don't give a fuck. All right, so when I was dating my a friend of mine, somebody I knew intimately, came to me and said, "Yo, you date such and such, or you go out, what's the name?" And I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Yo, she's a hoe," and I was like, "Nah, she ain't. She cool people. Don't make
Oh man, where this is going?
He was like, yo, man, like, yo, me and my boys ran the train on her a couple months ago.
God
I was
damn.
like, that's her past. She was fucking with me. Like, she fucking with me now, so that don't mean nothing.
Right.
As we learned firsthand.
All right.
Sometimes you gotta listen to your boys, man, because they be telling you real shit sometimes. Money, and you was telling me real shit. Dave Gettleman's a hoe. That's what I like. Dave Gettleman is my ex-wife.
Oh shit.
Fucking hoe.
True that.
So at the end of the day, this is where I stand. A man on my last day. I'm going all out, man. My ex-wife's a hoe, and Dave will get. And she's right along with Dave Gettleman. That's where I'm at.
Wow. And to bring it full circle, I'm guessing you probably hope Dave Gettleman gets run over by a bus.
Yes, and he's paralyzed from the chin down.
Wow.
No, from. I want him to be paralyzed from the nose down. Like, I want him to be alive and have eyes and see shit happening, but can't say shit.
Right.
So if anybody owns a bus company, I got 2 jobs for you: run over my ex-wife and Dave Gettleman.
And can you play the disclaimer again?
Right.
Right. We need the disclaimer again.
The words we're about to hear are those of Yoshi and him alone. They in no way represent the thoughts and ideas of Defy Life or the Defy Life Podcast Network.
Just keep that shit at the top of the queue. I got a feeling we're going to
You might need that a lot tonight.
Right.
And to be honest, I think for Dave Gettleman and my ex-wife, they need this.
Oh, shit.
Because he had to be cheating on the Giants fans, man. He had to be.
Oh,
He worked for the Giants. He doesn't work for them.
well, maybe Daniel Jones had pictures of Gettleman cheating on his wife. And
And it might be true. That might be true. But if that's the truth, then we need to go back to this.
Oh my fucking god! Oh, you're gonna be fucking kidding me!
Because at the end of the day, you gotta be fucking kidding me. If somebody has cheating, I'm sorry. I'm taking over the show. Jay, what is first up in the news?
Oh, man. Yeah, we're going to jump to the news. No new patrons this week. So everybody out there who is thinking about being a patron, I'm looking at my sisters right now. It's both of y'all supposed to sign up this week. So I'm coming knocking at y'all's door this week.
Mine too. Let's get them. Yeah.
And we're going to have a little talk. We'll have a little discussion. I let Mother's Day pass without acting niggerish on you. But it's over now.
Right.
It's almost Father's Day. So we about to handle some business. So next week I don't want to have this same empty spot in this patron spot. So sisters of Defy Life, get ready to hear.
Right.
So
Get ready to hear.
All right.
Can be yelling at us. Let's go.
Damn right. But yeah, on to the news tidbits, man. So first up, nasty ass Kellen Winslow. So
Man.
Kellen Winslow.
Say it
Jr.
ain't so, Kellen.
Yeah.
Say it ain't so, Winslow.
Kellen Winslow Jr. Not former San Diego Charger Kellen Winslow Sr. His son, another former Pro Bowl tight end, who was
I'm a soldier.
He's a soldier. Damn right. From University of Miami, former Cleveland Brown and Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Apparently he likes them old. And when I say old, I mean old. Like he's
Decrepit.
Yeah.
Decrepit.
He likes owls. Old white.
He was 77.
All right.
Damn.
77.
So Kellen Winslow Jr. is on trial for and facing 2 counts of kidnapping with intent to commit rape, 2 counts of forcible rape, 2 counts of residential burglary, 1 count of forcible oral copulation, 1 count of forcible sodomy, and 1 count of indecent exposure. Now,
I don't even know what some of that shit means.
Right. I almost couldn't pronounce it. I was like, damn, I should have read this shit through for trying to say it. But the women range in age from 54 to 77.
Wow.
2 of them are homeless.
Damn.
He kidnapped 2 homeless 54 and 56-year-olds.
Yeah.
And raped.
Yeah. And plotted on it, right? So the one lady, she said she's homeless. He picked her up, took her to the shelter, and she thought, oh, he's a nice guy. Next day, a couple days later, he bumps into her again, and he asked if she wants to go get coffee, and she was like, sure. He seems like a nice enough guy. And didn't take her long to realize that she made a mistake, and he drove down a dark road and raped her.
What?
Yeah.
He didn't bump her.
Right. He stalked her. Yeah.
He stalked that homeless ass.
Stalked that old homeless ass. Right.
That old ass. He's like, get all them nice.
Yeah, and these charges do not count the 77-year-old lady whose house he went into and tried to do something, but he got caught.
No, he didn't try to do nothing. He jacked his dick.
Yeah, he pulled. Yeah, you're right.
And as B-Mac off the DJ Blaze shows, no lotion. Like he just
out.
No lotion.
He went raw on himself.
Raw on himself.
He raw dogged himself.
Went raw dog on himself.
He raw dogged himself.
Oh shit. Oh man, but yeah. So
let me get this straight. He broke into somebody's house, not to rob them, not to steal the TV. He broke into the house to jack his dick on the old lady's butt or something. Like what? Like what?
Yeah, he according to, he's accused of touching himself in front of a 77-year-old woman. The report states that Winslow Jr. did not meet. Hold on. He was working out at a. No, this happened. This one.
That was a different one. Yeah.
It was a different incident. Yeah, it was a different incident with the same woman. Like before he broke into her house, like he was at the gym where she was at, and like was like touching himself while she was working out.
And he got in a hot tub with her.
Yeah, got in the hot tub with her, tried to get out. She
pulled his dick out, and he grabbed her arm. Like
they got any of this on video?
I don't know.
No, if they do, I don't want to see it.
Insane. That nigga's going to jail.
Because like you gonna have to show me. I just can't believe that. I'm just
that shit is
personally
wild.
Al, you don't have to show me. You don't have to show me that shit. Like
I don't want to see that shit.
I mean, I don't want to see it.
You see that object right there? You see that object right there? That's his penis.
I don't need to see it. Just tell me the evidence exists, because like just by word of mouth, like that's just so fucking crazy.
Well, apparently it's enough because like they're in jury selection.
Oh wow!
To pick a jury, it happened. The jury selection was yesterday. Oh wait, we forgot about this one. He's facing life in prison. Raped one of the women he raped. Another woman he raped was an unconscious teenage girl in 2003.
What?
Yeah, but a lot of that stuff starts to make sense with all this. Remember, in 2014, he was arrested for being caught masturbating in a Target parking lot.
Yep, he was masturbating in the Target yep, no lotion.
Yeah, he's had some issues.
Yeah.
But the shit that had me a little crazy is after you read all of those charges, the last charge was indecent exposure. And like after all that other shit, that just seemed like overkill.
Yeah.
I mean, he raped this girl, he touched this girl, he jerked off over here, and he showed his dick.
Yeah.
Like, God Y'all just coming out the black man now, right? Like, come on, man. Y'all have to throw that on.
Like they go, like you gonna get to the end of it, be like a decent exposure, be like, oh, that's too much. That's too. I can't believe you did that.
Oh no, and he showed his dick.
Now you done crossed the line.
Damn.
Yeah, and you pulling your dick out, Kellen. Like, yeah, man. So, like, I don't. How can you go? Like, I guess my first question, y'all, be like, how can somebody go that long hiding this kind of shit?
Yo,
Like,
bro,
you don't just wake up one day and be like, I'm gonna rape old ladies and pull my dick out and just randomly. Like,
no, he's been doing this shit.
Yo,
And-
that's crazy.
And what's interesting now, to me, the most interesting part now, because this shit is just crazy, but I think they say his defense attorneys are going to argue, mental illness, and they're going to pull the CTE card. And
Oh wow.
and what's going to be interesting is how this now, especially in San Diego where he lives, considering what they went through with Junior Seau and all that stuff, that could be a pretty hot button issue. And when you consider the similarities between, not, as players, between him and Aaron Hernandez, like it's a lot that can come of this, and another black eye on the NFL, and I'm sure it'll be another opportunity for the NFL to try to convince us that football is safe.
But he seemed off for a minute. So if somebody was, if I was on the jury and they went through his history and they had some expert say, and the reason for this 20 years of craziness is that he has mental illness or he suffers from concussion, I would be like, that shit makes sense to me, because he's been off for a minute.
Yeah, right. Like, he was, because I mean, he was. We knew he was a little crazy when he was in Miami.
Yeah, I always knew it was a little crazy.
Yeah, and when remember he when Washington drafted Sean Taylor, remember he got all up in a tizzy because he said, "Oh, the Redskins promised they gonna draft me," and he got mad because they actually drafted Sean Taylor. Like, he always had like something off.
Right.
I just thought it's because he was light skinned, but I don't know.
That's crazy, y'all.
Yeah, but
it just sounds like such a soap opera, man. It just sounds totally unreal. I'm like, it's just that. I mean, that's some crazy shit.
Right. And the reason he in jail now,
that's all the way crazy.
And he's in custody, during trial, is because after the first 3 incidents, he made bail and did the shit again.
Wow.
Like,
And see, but like, and
he might be nuts.
Yeah, he may be in, and that put when I first read this, that put me in the mind of my son's daycare center a few years back. And
what?
Yeah. We went and picked him up, and it was police cars everywhere.
I don't know if I
Like
want to hear this story.
No, the house next door.
Oh, all right.
So it was the police cars everywhere, and it was like, dang, man, what the world going on? So we picked up Snoop, got out of there, and then it came out the next day. We went over there to drop him off, and the director was like, yeah, it was this 35-year-old guy, 34-year-old guy that he'd been in there raping this 85-year-old woman all weekend. And somebody ended up checking over there because she normally walk outside to pull her garbage can, and they went and knocked on the door, and the guy answered the door butt ass naked, draped in blood.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, he was just having sex with the old lady that much. Yeah. So you know what? Cass is out there. Cass wild out there.
That's past wild.
Yeah.
That's all the way wild.
Like, I'm wild sometimes. That's past wild.
That's right. That's not wild.
Yeah,
You're right. You wild. You right.
Wow.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we hear more things and incidents in his past.
Oh,
I mean, if he's getting out and not able to stop himself and going right back, it makes you wonder, like, what else has been going on that we might not be aware of, and Shay might be some serial offender,
right?
Yeah.
So you're expecting the Me Too effect?
Well, yeah, well, and not just the trial effect, because all kind of shit come out when you go to trial.
Well, that's true.
Witnesses come out. Like, think about all the stuff we didn't know about Aaron Hernandez until he went to trial.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I don't know if y'all ever listened to the Aaron Hernandez podcast. Y'all ever listen to that shit?
Nah,
I did not.
So it's a dude that did. This was right around the time that got out. So somebody did a 3-part series podcast on Ray Caruth, and then somebody else did one on Aaron Hernandez. And the one on Aaron Hernandez, like, it was all kind of crazy. Like, dude had a boyfriend. Like, it was all kind of stuff started coming out. And like, from his childhood, where he would, confide in people about being confused about his sexuality, and just why he became that storyline of how he became a bully, all kind of stuff. So all kind of shit come out when you go to trial, man. So ain't no telling what they're gonna find out about Kellen.
I just want to say, I want to quote one of the shows on our network.
Fuck, I ain't doing that shit. No fucking more.
You
do a dry, or you use lotion, or it depends. You dry jack before? Yeah, you got a sick.
Bees is a fool.
Yeah, man. And I don't know, like, if you see the pictures from his from the trial and shit, look like he been in his cell jacking off that second. Like, he's like, damn, y'all ain't up to me. Y'all need to get me back to my cell.
But that's
where's that old she need to just come stand by my door. Where's she at?
Yeah. Like,
I mean, that has to be some type of mental illness, CTE, something. I mean, man, you just attracted to that though. That it's just
that's fucked up. Like, you got people out here fucking dogs. Like,
and that's mental illness though. Gotta be.
Why it got to be? That's just what the motherfuckers like.
What else is it? What else is it?
They got people who like fucking trans. Like, people just like
people
shit.
like what they like, but
like
I don't know, man.
30-year-old lady.
Okay, but okay, Pooh. So would it be any different if he were attracted to one old white lady and he married her, and maybe it's just what he like? Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, I mean, I get that point. I'm just talking about
either way. I mean, the old lady part is weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
But the shit that he's doing is sick.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Like, okay, it's sick, but maybe it's just what he like doing.
But Yosh, man,
it's how that nigga get off. It's how he get off.
So we know you like chicks with thick thighs and boy shorts, right?
Yeah,
right?
Boy
exactly. So, but if you like that, maybe that's weird to some people. Maybe some dude that like extra skinny chicks. So they gonna be like, that's just what Yosh like. So that ain't the problem. The problem is if you're just breaking into these chicks with boy shorts, and you raw dogging yourself and dry jacking off and wearing their boy shorts.
Be easy, but dry jacking.
All right. And you like wearing their boy shorts. Like, then that's
he wearing their boy shorts around his neck.
Right. Yeah. And then I'm sure they ain't gonna be like, nah, that's just what Yosh like though. That's just what Yosh like doing. He cool. Nah. Yosh like wearing boy shorts around his neck. Like, nah, that shit ain't cool. Yosh like breaking in the chick's house with thick thighs and boy shorts and wearing their boy shorts around his neck.
That's crazy. That's crazy there, Yosh. Come on now. That's bananas.
I'm not saying it ain't crazy. I'm just
and he like wearing homeless chicks' boy shorts. Like homeless chicks, boy shorts with thick thighs. He's just like wearing them around their neck and taking them out for coffee. Like that's just what Yosh like.
He like pushing the can cart, you know?
Right.
Go ahead, yo. So much stay with me. I can't touch that one. Yeah,
That's why y'all kicking me off the show. I do too much.
I can't touch that.
That's crazy, dog.
Yeah, man. I can't rock with Kellen, man. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kellen crazy, man. Like we all know, like you look at the picture and he looked like he looking for another victim. Like if the judge was 77, he jack off.
Yeah,
with
like in the middle of the courtroom with his then in the brew a little mini stroll with his Urkel glasses.
Hey, yo, the table be fucking moving and shit.
Mr. Winslow, what's going on? So...
Excuse me.
Huh?
That kid might be sick for real.
No, might be.
That motherfucker is ain't no mites about that damn sick.
Might be.
Yeah. I can't say that kid
Mr. Loon.
Sick for real. Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, the kid a loon.
Crazy.
Oh man. Yeah.
My bad. Oh shit.
Well, let me ask this real quick. So, do you guys think the thing that Sharper had, you guys think that was mental illness as well, or he's just like taking advantage of?
Who?
He's just like drugging women. Sharper, Darren.
Oh, Darren Sharper. Oh yeah.
Oh,
I mean, he was
like
that's a pattern of behavior. Like something. Yeah.
Right.
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong. Yeah. Right. I told him.
I mean, like drugging them and fucking what seems like a dead corpse. I mean,
that's mad weird.
I mean, shit.
Yeah. Especially
when
especially when like you're an NFL player in the prime of your career, and you know what I'm saying, like you Darren Sharper, you could have had any chick you wanted to, but you got to drug them, and like it's something mental with that. Like I don't know, man.
No.
Either that or he's just lazy as fuck. Like that's extremely lazy.
His work was already done. They had women complaining about, we was at the party, we left. Right. He picked me up to go to the after party at his apartment in his Lamborghini at 2 a.m. in the morning. What? It's already done. It's already done.
Yeah.
It's in the books. You know, it's just like you said, it's a pattern, man. Something drastically wrong with that gentleman.
Yeah.
He's completely out of pocket.
Right.
All the way.
Shouts out to
Darren Sharper in the box too, ain't he?
Yeah, hell yeah.
He should be.
He got about 8 years. He got years and years, didn't he?
Yeah.
Nah, he got like 8, didn't he? Like 8.
I don't know.
Oh, that's it.
He might be out pretty soon.
Oh wow.
Cause he been in there since about 11, something like that.
Nah, he got locked up since we started Defy Life because we was writing about it and stuff when it happened. So,
okay. I didn't know it was that recent.
So it ain't, he ain't been in there too long.
Cause it seemed like NFL Network, the stage or whatever done changed so much.
Yeah,
studio.
That should change every year.
Yeah, that seemed like it was eons ago when he was on it.
Yeah. So I don't know, man, but shout out to all you raw doggers and dry jackers.
It says he was sentenced to 18 years.
The first time, sometimes you just
first time I feel like
get no damn loose.
You really gonna do it? You got your motion prepared already.
Yo, why? I'm hearing like a lot. What's all?
That's Yosh with them clips, man.
Oh, I was about to say, why there's so many? All right, what you say, man?
My bad, Al.
Yeah.
Darren Sharper got 18 years in prison. 18.
Oh, wow.
And was fined $20,000 for drugging and raping as many as 16 women.
Wow.
As many
what do you get? Dry jacking.
16.
So what do you get for dry? What's the sentence for dry jacking?
Rug burn.
Oh no!
Sentenced to a lifetime of rug burn.
a lifetime of rug burn.
Right.
Shit.
and hair in your palms, and you go blind apparently. Yeah, man. But I don't know. It's crazy. We'll see what comes out of it. I'm sure it's just the tip of the iceberg. It's gonna be a lot of shit coming out about Kellen Winslow, man.
Theoretically.
All right.
Tip iceberg.
All right. Just a tip, Kellen. Just a tip.
Just a tip.
Right. So there's some crazy shit. I had something else on the second news tidbit. And then today I'm at my desk and my wife calls me from her desk number. So usually something like that, I know she needs me right now. She can't, go outside and get on her phone. Right. So I'm like, yo, what's going on? She was like, would you be able to leave work and go pick up your son? I was like, why? What's going on? She was like, yeah, he called me and said he was scared because there might be a gun in the school. I was like, what do you mean there might be a gun in the school? Like, I don't get that. So she said, well, he said that there was a teacher in school who gave a kid a gun. I was like, what the fuck you mean a teacher gave a kid a gun? So, of course, I go, as Be Easy would say, I go to the white man's Google, and I try to figure out what's going on. And so, apparently, there's a teacher at the school. Well, I'll start from the end and go back. So, last week, there was a student who brought a gun to school, and, of course, dumbass kids, he takes a video, posts it on social media, of him and his friends playing with the gun at school. The resource officer in the school gets wind of it. She finds the video, identifies the kids in the video. The kid gets the word that the officer is looking for the gun. He gives it to another kid. They playing hot potato with the gun and shit. And so she finds both kids, gets the gun, and as she gets them in, they start talking. Of course, they kids, they scared. They start talking. Then she figures out that the week before that, the kid had brought the gun to school, was talk about it in class, and the teacher heard him. She goes through his book bag and finds the gun. Here's the kicker. The teacher takes the gun, puts it in her desk, and allows the kid to pick the shit up at the end of the day and take it home.
Wow. This is a middle school, right?
Well, my son's school, it's paid. He goes to a magnet school. So it's through 8th grade for select students, and then they have to qualify to go to the high school. So it's like a magnet high school. So the kid was in the 8th grade. And the teacher is 25 years old. But she gives the shit back to him like it's a fucking cell phone or a water gun or some shit. Like, blew my mind. So now they've charged the two kids, of course, as juveniles. The teacher turned herself in to the cops today. But yeah, my son was scared because he didn't know. This was before, and this is shit that pissed me off. My wife gets a voicemail yesterday that the superintendent left like a blanket voicemail on all the parents' phones. No detail, just an event happening. We had an incident in one of the schools in the district. Everything's okay. That's blanket statement. No detail, but yet today they call all the students into the auditorium to give them the rundown of what happened. And so you don't let the kids know what's going on, and the parents still don't know what's happening. So that pissed me off. But yeah, so again, asking my teachers here, have y'all ever heard of well, I mean, it's rare that there's a gun in school, but what the fuck you got to be thinking for you to give a kid a gun back at the end of the day like it's bubble gum? Yosh, I know we just had this conversation about paying teachers more, but this lady, Sarah Wilson, ain't making a case for y'all, man. What's going on?
I think that sometimes teachers, and this is all seriousness. I sometimes act a little silly, but in all seriousness, I think sometimes teachers blur the line between friend and teacher.
All right.
And I think that sometimes to get our students' trust, we do things that we normally would not do. And this might have been a kid that I don't know everything. This might have been a kid that she thought was a good kid at heart, but might be in a bad situation and didn't want to get him in trouble and was like, look, I'll take it from you so you don't do nothing stupid at school, but, you know, take it home and put it back wherever you put it or wherever you got it from. Something of that sort. I could see that being what the teacher was thinking. And now she's going to be fired. That goes without saying. She's never going to work ever again. She's going to lose her license. That's what's going to happen because the parents, as yourself, is a safety issue. You're going to give this kid back the gun, which I don't think is a move I would make. I would still have that student's trust and would have taken the gun, but I would not have given it back. I would have probably given it to the SRO without saying who I got it from. Yeah. That's possible route. That is possibly the route I would have went because I think that a lot of these kids are messed up. And Pooh, you work in a school where a lot of them kids is fucked up. And the fact that they come to school is a positive. So who knows what they see in their house? And if you have an opportunity to deter 1 or 2 acts of violence or whatever it is, you take those opportunities to do so. And I just feel like I don't know what her motives were, but I'm only thinking the way I would think. And I think her only mistake was giving the gun back to the kid. I would have taken it from the kid, and I don't know if I would have reported him, but I definitely would have given it to the SRO. I definitely would have called his parents and let them know what had happened. I'm not sure if I would have told the administration. I don't know, and I guess not being in the situation, I don't know, but I know those different things I would have done for sure. I just don't know what my interaction with administration would have been. As far as that's concerned, I know I got a kid in my first block that if I confiscate a gun from that nigga, I'm calling 45 and saying, yo, this motherfucker crazy and I ain't coming back to work. He everybody. I'm letting y'all know that shit right now. He's shooting everybody. So he done said in my class, he said, Coach, if I walk in your class one day and I say, hey, you need to go to the bathroom, you need to go to the bathroom. His exact fucking words. That's this kid's exact words. Coach, if I come in here, I like you. So if I tell you to go to the bathroom, you need to go ahead and go to the bathroom.
Wow.
Man.
What do you do with that shit?
I'm planting the gun on that kid and getting him out of school.
You snitching?
I'm snitching. I'm planting the gun and snitching.
Okay, I'm going to the bathroom. Like, I can have that shit. I'm going to the bathroom.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
So, but but those kids legitimately exist. And I think that if you can gain the trust of them, and by any means, like some kids you could say, like I got another kid who I could see bringing a gun to school, but it's more for shit. I might get fucked up because he lives in a particular a rough part of town, and I might need this shit to get to my house. Like I could see him just needing that shit to get home, and him I might do that. But that other kid, I'm reporting the shit out of him. First off, I'm not reporting him to his face. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna hit on the radio. Hey, are you in one of the administrators? Hey, are you in your office? Yeah, you are? Okay, I need to come see you for a minute. And I'm going to go down
bathroom. I'll be right back.
Somebody need to cover my class because I need to come see you. I'm like, hey, y'all need to clear this whole motherfucker out because he about to kill a motherfucker. He about to kill everybody. Yeah. So you need to plan a fire trail and just leave him in the class by himself. Like, tell the sub, tell him to wait. So you gonna sacrifice the sub? Hey, the sub get paid $8.50.
That's crazy. Stop.
So let me ask this. Let me ask this because like most of with the exception, I think we all went to school in like the 80s, right? We were all in school in the 80s, and like so. Anyone of y'all?
How old you think Al is, man?
I'm saying, you know, back when I grew up in New York, you know, back in the 70s, you know, back then.
Oh, I'm saying. Well, it really don't matter. I was just gonna ask this: any one of y'all ever took a gun to school before?
No.
No.
Yes.
So you have yours?
Yes.
I was say I can't be the only one that's ever taken a gun to school before.
No, I have.
Okay.
I took my dad's joint to school one time.
Okay.
Like for show and tell? Like for show and tell, or really like?
It wasn't no show and tell.
You was actually okay. True.
So what?
It wasn't show and tell.
Let me ask this before you get to, because I just want to know now. Why were y'all taking the gun to school? I mean, your own personal reasons.
I was going to,
go
at the time I was going to one of the worst high schools. It was literally ranked in the top 3 worst high schools in the state of New York. Mm-hmm. And like sometimes you legitimately had to fight your way out that bitch. And for all the security in the world, I used to stash my shit in the bush outside in the back and come into class. And come into the school, and then I knew it was a long walk home through a lot of crazy territory, cause ain't no cheese. It wasn't no cheese buses back then taking you. Like you ain't got no bus to go home in Brooklyn. You got a transit pass maybe. And I lived like a 20-minute walk from the school, and it was a rough walk home from Wingate High School. So and mind you, I lived in between, and Al might understand this. I legitimately lived in between Wingate High School and Erasmus High School. So, and Erasmus was, I think Wingate was number 3 on the worst list, and Erasmus was number 2 on the worst list.
Right,
and
crack era.
Huh?
I said during crack era.
Yeah, like, during. Like, and I lived in what was called it was the Colgate. It was called the Colgate building, but it was the crackhead building. Like, I lived in the crackhead building. So, you know, like for me, it was more protection than anything else. It wasn't like show and tell.
Right.
I had never busted money, never done anything, but it was just because.
All right. What about you?
So, for me, like, Uncle Ebo gave me my first gun when I was like 16, and you know, for whatever reason, like my sophomore junior year, I started getting in all these fights, you know, and
you're in that fucking mouth.
I don't know, man. Them boys had wanted me for whatever reason. So you know, all of them wasn't just like, you know, we gonna throw these hands. Like, some of them was real. In fact, one of the dudes that I ended up getting into a fight with, that I started carrying my gun to school for, is in prison for murder. Like right now. So, like, you know, I started, you know, just me and some of the guys from the hood, just, you know, we just stopped getting along, and you know, I wasn't never gonna be like, just, you wasn't just gonna push me around. So shit, I used to, you know, shit, tell them niggas like, shit, well, I mean, it's whatever. Y'all know what's good. Y'all know where I'm at. Y'all know where I stay. Y'all know everything. So, like, I just couldn't. So when them boys realized they wasn't just gonna be able to whoop my ass, you know, them boys still like, well, we're gonna do this, that, and the third. So I started toting that thing to school, and you know, it wasn't, you know, nothing ever really like popped off like after that, but I used to keep it in my book bag, keep it in my locker. I mean, nobody ever knew, because I wasn't like, you know, I got that thing with me. Mm-hmm. But I mean, shit, if you just like now, shit, if y'all close to me, shit, Pooh already know, shit, if I'm on money got like 2-3 guns. Like, it's just like, you know, like always they in the trunk, they in the glove compartment, they somewhere. If I'm there, they somewhere not far away. So I've been that way probably since I was like 16, but like nobody I went to school with ever really knew. But it was more like for just not not really for protection. I wasn't gonna say for protection, but I didn't know what they was gonna do, so I didn't better to have it than not need it, to need it and not have it. I was that's my motto.
All right. Well, first of all, y'all do know if Joe Clark catch you with that shit in school, he's gonna make you jump off the roof. Secondly,
because he's the head nigga in charge.
Right, he the head nigga in charge. Secondly, when you come to my house, leave that shit in the car. Because I ain't got a need for that shit in here. I got
that.
But nah, like so I get it. And that's why I ask, because I mean situations may come up, but I can't imagine like in the 8th grade I gotta bring a gun. Who the fucking fight that good in the 8th grade where I gotta bring a gun? Like, that's crazy.
The mother cats got him. I'm gonna give him up though.
Probably some kid named Batman or the McKnight brothers or some shit.
Right, I'm gonna give him up, but no, it's definitely not uncommon for the kid to have a pistol at school. Definitely they'll stash them in the woods or stash them the brick or by the little outhouse at the school or whatnot. Whatever, they stash them in ditches. So it's nothing for a gun or bullets to be found. So that's why I'm such an advocate on metal detectors in the school. Because shit, they can have them at any and that, every time. The kids are always talking about, XYZ, they was shooting before school, they shooting after school. So it's here. The guns are here.
Do y'all get any training in terms of if you came across a situation like that today? Like, what's the expected behavior of a teacher? Because I guess I'm curious. I mean, are teachers trained? Like, if you get a gun, if you get a weapon, this is what you do. Because I'm thinking you turn it into the parents. Yosh is like he would turn it into the SRO, and I'm like, well, shit, what are you supposed to do?
I haven't heard anyone, speak about anything like that. Really, to be honest, but I know I would definitely give it up.
Trump wants you to pull that thing out and lick shots.
Right. But that's the thing. I mean, I guess that's the answer, though. If you haven't heard of anybody say anything, and if you hadn't had any training, I would guess that y'all don't have any training on it.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Like I say, I'm gonna give it up. I'm gonna definitely give it to the police officer, because really, they don't even want the teachers to search bags or anything. What? But I guess if someone give it to you, because they want you to call the SRO, call the administrator. They want the administrator or the SRO to check the bag.
Well,
like if any type of suspicion of drugs and firearms or anything like that, they want the SRO or administrator.
Well, Pooh and Yosh, do y'all have active shooter drills?
Yeah, we have those once a month. Y'all have them once a month, Yosh? Well, yo, man, I lost yours. Well, yeah, we do once a month.
Oh, Jay, how did they get the weapon off the kid? How did she find out?
The kid posted a video and put it on social media, so word started getting around.
So he was shining.
Yeah, he was shining and got caught, and he tried to pass it off to his homeboy, and she got both of them. But that's my thing, is like, that never would have come up if the teacher would have handled it correctly the first time. And now it makes me pretty much convinced that if teachers had training on this kind of shit, she would have known what to do.
Right.
It's like though, but man, I say you get the pistol, get the gun, you give it up, because the motherfucker that gets shot could be you.
Right. Yep.
Or your kid or whomever, or, I mean, you're definitely a parent and a mentor to all the youth, all the kids there in that building. You're thinking of them as your child. But dude, you're not gonna give a pistol back though. You're not gonna give a gun back. I mean, you turn that. I don't care how much trust you're trying to build, which I get it. And I was on lines with Yosh. I was like, yeah, of course, the teacher went overboard trying to build trust. But dude, fuck all that trust. This kid got a gun.
Right.
You know, and even if it's for his safety, that kid licking off because someone untested him or ran up and hit him in his mouth. Now he's shooting at, everything, every direction.
Yeah.
Now you hit, Jimmy hit, Laura hit, and we can't have that. We got to sacrifice the few for the good of the many, and that's my motto.
And like in this situation, if nothing happens, at the very least, you're gonna have to trust the unemployment line because that's what the fuck she got to do now.
Hey, but then on top of that, Jay, it gives other students courage to bring a gun when they know that someone gives it back.
Mr. Stevens gonna hold my gun for me.
Yeah,
we ain't gotta stash it in the bush, in the ditch. Man.
Right,
just give it to Mr. Stevens. He'll hold it for you.
Give it to my dog. Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
Like, then you gonna have a reputation.
Set yourself up as an accessory.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Right.
like if something was to happen, and they're like, "Well, let's walk back. How did you get this gun in the school? And wait a minute, why is your teacher's fingerprints on this gun?
Right.
Wait a minute. You talking about you held the gun for this student? Wait, and then he went and shot some people. You are part of the criminal enterprise. Like to me, it's just a terrible, terrible lapse of judgment. And that shit fucked up all the way around. But my advice would be like throw the book at the teacher. But I think Yosh did a good job of helping us get into that person's head and maybe see why a teacher might do that, and I get it. But to really set an example, man, I would throw the book at that motherfucker.
Yeah, me too. And y'all know me. Y'all know me. Like, I'm always like, if you're hungry, you steal a sandwich, I understand. But shit, if you get caught, you got to pay the consequences too. So I get it. I definitely understand if you want to build trust, but if you get caught, shit, nigga, something got to shake. You got to go down.
I mean, this day and age where you got school shootings, you got, just school violence, gun violence, like just, it's just terrible, terrible lapse of judgment.
Every other fucking day, yo. Like, man. That's somebody wild for that. She all the way wild for that, y'all.
Yeah. And, I mean, shit like that she'll never teach again. So,
I mean, she mad. She's young. Hopefully.
Nah, dude, that'll follow her wherever she go. She won't teach again.
Yeah, she ain't shaking that shit.
She'll never teach again. She gave her
ain't no shaking that.
No, she got the old SMU. She got the SMU, right? The death penalty.
She got the death penalty.
Yeah, she's done. She's done with that. Yeah. She's done with teaching.
Adrian Peterson done.
Right.
Done. She is done.
Yeah, she's done.
Wow.
Oh no. Well, we will take a break right quick. We're gonna jump into this commercial, and then we'll come back to answer some listener questions. So we'll be right back. Are you into comics? I mean, seriously into all things comics? Well, lucky you need to check out Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC, where Regular Scott, Ozzy Killmonger, and V's discuss characters, movies, series, books, fan polls, and more. And you never know who may show up for an open mic. Just some blurs going deep and having fun. Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC. New episode every Sunday. Brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network. Welcome back to the Defy Life Podcast. This is episode 107. This is JR Glymph, joined by Alvin Glymph, Thomas Stevens, Gerald Hedrick, Yoshi English. Guys, when we left off, we just went into our news tidbits. Now we're going to jump into some listener questions. First one is a really simple question, one that's asked a lot, however. So I'm interested in see what side of the fence y'all fall on. So Jeff from Columbia, South Carolina. Shout out to Jeff. Shout out to Columbia.
Shout out Jeff. Shout out Matt.
Jeff wants to know, Pooh, Apple or Android, and why?
Wow. I'm gonna definitely say Apple. Wow. I just like. I guess right now is the familiarity of it. I guess I'm so familiar with it, but it's like right now I don't know where I would be without it. So I guess it's maybe if I learn the Android, I definitely would. I just don't like the name of the Android. Fuck it. That's why I'm Apple.
Okay. Simple enough. Money, Apple or Android, and why?
Yo, I mean, first of all, that's all right. I'm a technology guy. I'm big into that. You know, I don't really. So first, let me clear a misconception. It's not Android or Apple. That's not the correct question. The correct question is Samsung or Apple. Because Android.
No, the correct question is the one our listener gave us.
Oh, well, I'm correct. I'm correcting the listener. I'm talking to the listener.
No. Our listeners are who pays our bills. So whatever they ask, we answer. You take that up with your blurs, with Scott and Oz. We go answer what our listeners ask us. We can't be correcting listeners on the show.
Well, then my answer still stands. The Android or Apple. Like I don't advocate for Android. I advocate for Samsung, right. Who uses the Android software. However, if you get any rinky-dink, you can get a Nokia phone and put Android on it, or you can get but those. It's the phone itself. Okay, in my interpretation of what the user is asking, he's asking about is the Samsung devices superior to the Apple devices, or the Apple devices superior to the Samsung devices. But most people, when they ask that question, just say Apple or Android. So
I would beg to differ, because I happen to like HTCs better than Samsungs. They're both on Android. They both use Android. So you're going into personal preference as far as which brand you want to interpret. He's just asking which platform is better.
I like the Android platform. I like the Android platform better than the Apple platform. I like to not be tied down to the exclusivity of Apple. And I like the fact that Android gives me the ability to do a wide range of multitasking and functionality. So if I had to, that's pretty much that's the genius of the Apple products, but it's also one of the, as the technology has expanded and your devices can do more and more. It kind of holds you into just that pocket of the Apple world, where when you start to branch outside of it and what things from outside the Apple world, things can kind of start to go, haywire. Although sometimes the specific Apple apps, it's debatable if they make superior apps, because some of their apps may be better. However, you are confined to that app, and you can't explore, the other apps where you may be able to on the Android device. So I like the Android because I use it every day.
That's what I was looking for from a tech genius. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes. Alvin, Android
Yes, sir.
or Apple, and why?
Honestly, I use both in my life.
Okay.
My phone is an Apple, and have had one, probably 5, 6, 7 years. I don't know how long it's been. And I think the why of that is I do like the being part, like all of my family, most of my family has Apple. So it allows the FaceTime and allow for you just to be connected within that Apple arena. So I think for communicating within my siblings and my children, I think that's one of the reasons I like having my Apple phone. But I have 2 Samsung tablets where I'm using apps on my tablets and use the functionality there. So to me, I use both, and don't have that big of a preference on the apps in terms of what I use technology for in my life. I don't really see that big of a difference, and so really, I say both.
Okay. Yosh, Apple or Android? You got a preference? Do we lose Yosh? Did he just go by
Yosh might be done.
I'm here.
Dude.
You jump in yelling at us like we ain't been trying to call you for 20 minutes.
I heard you calling me. I was like, are they talking to me? The damn Hennessy. I'm celebrating my last
Yosh. You talk to the other
dude
named
named
Yosh.
Only dude named Yosh on the
That's
show.
all right. Yeah.
Like I said, the Henny Black, man. The Henny Black.
Oh, you got that black flowing?
Yeah, the Henny Black is flowing like the waterfalls of the Caucasus Mountains.
Oh.
Anyway, Android or Apple? Let me see. I don't give a fuck. It don't matter. At the end of the day, you could find the same shit on the same stuff if you really work. My actual household happens to be an Apple household, and that's because I have a free MacBook from my school district and a free iPad from my district. And then, of course, I got an iPhone, but I also have an Android phone. So, I think everything, there's pros and cons to each one. It's just a matter of what your preference is, and I really don't have a preference. I think that each one gets the point across, really.
Okay. Yeah. I'm never really been big on the whole like argument Android. People really get into knockdown, drag out arguments over that shit. I prefer Android, I guess. One, because I'm familiar with it, and two, whenever it's time to train Pooh or send him instructions on how to do some shit, and we got to go through this shit with this Mac. That's when I hate that's when I hate Apple.
Hey, I second that now. I didn't say the Apple computer. I say the phone.
Yeah, I'm just yeah. I ain't never tried
it.
to send no apps to you for I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, I'm with you. I agree with you, Money. It's the like once you're trapped inside that Apple world, it's like you have no. It's like you got to pay an arm and a leg to get out and experience, like connect with everybody else. So I think it's great if like you, Al, if that's your circle. But the interconnectivity sucks when you can't like share simple apps with Apple people because and Money, you're right, it's genius, but it's also a curse. So and it's all just a matter of personal preference, but I prefer Android because I don't like having to go through all that, finding an alternate app and figuring out ways to get around this. I don't like that shit. So, and like you said, I like to do multiple things on my phone. I work a lot from my phone. So it's just simpler for me, and I'm just familiar with it. But damn good question, because I think everybody has their own personal preference. So hope we answered it, Jeff. And sorry for Money trying to correct you on your own question. Money, Dave Gentleman, folks on the show.
Hey, but if I was right though, if I was right or wrong, it's like email us back and let me know because I'm curious. Because I really think that's what you were saying. We got a kindred spirit because we both technology nerds. So I feel you.
All right. Well, I'll reach out to Jeff and see what he meant. So next question is from our longtime listener, longtime emailer, Dre from Atlanta. What up, Dre?
What up,
Dre's back. What's up, Dre?
Hey, what up, Dre?
Really good question, Dre. So, and I think this is a damn good question. Obviously, Dre listens to the show because he knows we are some dudes who like to cook. So Dre wants to know, what's your signature dish to cook to impress someone? Money?
Oh, wow. You lead off with the best cook on the show, huh? True that.
Seeing nobody respond to that shit.
Hey, that's because y'all boys know what's good. I don't know, man. I do a multitude of things very, very well. But I guess if I had to make something signature, like if I'm having, like a young lady over, she's like, I heard you could cook and all of that. Then I may make her like a glazed salmon with potatoes and asparagus or green beans, and pop open, like a white wine or something like that, and make a quick bowl of sauteed mussels also. So it could be something like that.
Okay. All right. And what you making for dessert?
I don't make desserts.
Oh,
this dick. You can get this dick for dessert.
Yeah, you ain't the best cook on this. You ain't the best cook on this show. Then.
By the time it's time to eat dessert, my mind is in other places.
You ain't the best cook on this show. Then, Alvin.
I don't make dessert.
Right. You don't want to talk about you make a multitude of things and you limitless. And then you get a dessert and you're like, nah, I just want to fuck. So nah, you're the best cook on this show. So, Al, what?
Yeah.
So, I know you've been married for 3,672 years, but let's say it was Thanos came and he snapped his fingers and your wife disappeared for 5 years and she came back after 5 years, after you got the Infinity Stone, the gauntlet, and she wanted to be impressed by your cooking. What would you make for your wife?
I mean, you talking signature, you talking impressing, and you talking me.
No, your signature dish for anybody that it's not just
the reality is if somebody said they tasted my cooking, and whoever knew Alvin Glymph, like their first thought would be like, well, what was it off the grill?
Right.
Because while I can cook in the kitchen, if you're going to talk signature Alvin Glymph, for the people who know Alvin Glymph, it's going to be something that has come off my grill. So whether it's turkey, whether it's brisket, whether it's salmon, whether it's fish, whether it's chicken, ribs, burgers, like everything that people love, like that just banging off of my grill, it's going to be one of those. Because if I'm really trying to impress somebody, really, that's where my real creativity. I can do other pastas and stuff like that. I can do all of that too.
Right.
But when I'm really trying to impress somebody, I'm trying to distinguish myself from other people they know who claim they can grill. So I want people to come to my house and be like, yo, I've had a burger before, but your shit was the best I've ever had. Or I've tasted your brisket, or I've tasted your rib, whatever. But that's what I want people to. It's like, I know a lot of people burn. I know a lot of people can do this, but my shit is elite. So I want y'all to know that when y'all taste my shit.
No doubt.
Right.
Hey,
I got to get some of that. Hey, Al, let me ask you real quick, because I believe, I know you probably believe this based on what you said, but I believe meat. I don't even believe meat should be cooked in the kitchen. Like I believe meat should be cooked on the grill.
I think it tastes best off the grill, without a doubt.
Yeah,
and I could eat it off the grill 24/7.
Oh, a charcoal grill, most def.
A gas grill, you might as well cook it in the kitchen.
Right.
Might as well.
I'll use a whole bag of charcoal for 2 steaks. Like,
if that's what it takes, right?
Hey,
no doubt.
Hey, I love that. I love that taste.
All right. Pooh, what you cooking for your signature dish, sir?
Well, I guess I'm gonna take it to the grill. I'm gonna take it to the grill as well, though. I love cooking lamb chops off that grill. I love it. I do a I double down with that. Do a little mashed potatoes with them as well. Maybe some green beans as well. But yeah, man, the lamb chops off the grill, and I don't cook dessert either.
Yeah, you disqualified.
You know what though? I have once or twice, but it was something I saw on TV, and I always love to try. But it tastes alright. I'm not even gonna get into it.
Do we get Al? Do we get Al if he cook dessert? Al, you cook dessert?
So I'm about to go back to him. I know what dessert you making on the grill, Al?
Damn, I'm like money. I don't make a dessert.
Oh, yeah.
I got a wife.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, my dessert is I'm taking you to the local ice cream spot and getting you my favorite flavor. That'd be my dessert.
All right. Well, all right. We 0 for 3 on desserts then. All right. Yosh. What's your signature dish if you're trying to impress somebody?
There's so many ways I can go. Like, it depends on her. Like, whatever she want, I don't care what the dish is. Whatever she want.
Oh boy, here we go.
Okay. Here we go.
Whether it's tortellini with baby tomatoes made from scratch, like, it's whatever, with pan-seared spinach, she can get that. Or whether she wants a cedar plank salmon on the charcoal grill with roasted asparagus and a rice pilaf, she can get that with a mango salsa.
Okay.
All of that's all good. So it's we're whatever the palate of the young lady, whatever she wants, she gets.
All right.
So I can go on a different arrays of different cultures. I could go to the oxtails with rice and peas. I could go to Trinidad with the bus-up shot and curry goat. Like, it don't matter where we go. We can go whatever country you want to go to. My culinary arts are on point.
Just go with one of them, man, because that's the best.
Oh, I want to say, for the record, I text Pooh. Let me say, my friend's name is Pooh. His name is Diddy.
Go ahead with that, man.
I text Thomas about a week ago. Yo, dog, call me. Why did I say call me? Because I got a friend request from a certain somebody. And I was like, yo, he need to call me. I need to ask some questions.
Mm-hmm.
My man never called me. I feel some type of way about that.
I don't recall that.
Oh, you don't recall? I bet you don't. I don't recall.
I don't.
My dog ain't call me back. It's okay. But like I said, like we go in different array of different ways. But I would start with I would go with one of the things that I say. But you gotta go in the different courses of the meal. So for an appetizer, we would do a shrimp risotto, and then we would have a pan-seared salmon over a Italian rice pilaf with maybe some rice with some asparagus. And then I would do a hot, made from scratch apple pie with some homemade ice cream with some lemon zest.
Oh, boy. Here you go. Stop it, man.
Because that man got a dessert. You mad. There you go.
I'm mad. Yeah, I'm mad because he got a dessert. Stop it. I'm just First of all, dude said he was gonna make about 14 dishes as his signature dish.
Yeah, and if you need to check my credentials, and if you need to check what I do, if you need to check what I do, we got to keep doing that. If you got to check what I do, become a Patreon. Mm-hmm. And you can go and every Sunday, my Sunday dinner is posted on Defy Life Patreon. I get you right. I get you romantically right.
All right.
every Sunday. So, as the residential chef on the Defy Life family, I'm just saying that hot, sweet apple pie with some made ice cream, and you slide that lemon zest on it. Ooh wee! Listen, if the draws ain't dropped, the elastic will pop. That's all I'm saying.
Oh no! Oh man! All right. Well, at least we got one dessert out of y'all. I don't know. I would have to go because I know everybody would expect the grill for me, so I had to go shrimp and grits.
Ooh,
yeah.
Class.
That's the first thing for Mother's Day. I asked my wife what she wanted. She said, "I don't want to do shit as long as you make me shrimp and grits." So, I will go for that as my signature, and peach cobbler is my dessert. But yeah, because I know, the first thought would be anything off the grill. So, my part of my impression would be to surprise some folks, and not do the grill.
Shrimp and grits, huh?
Shrimp and grits. So if you ever decide to make that hour trek up northwest,
I'm shrimp and grits bougie too. Oh, I was just about to say, for real, we should get together and make these damn dishes that we all bragging about too.
Right.
I like that.
That way I can be the judge. I tell Yoshi lying.
Yoshi, this ain't no damn lemon zest.
Sarah Lee made this apple pie. You said you did this crust. You said you did this crust by hand, man. I'm out of here, man.
Oh shit. Oh,
I got to get some of them lamb chops and all that. I got to get it.
Yeah. Shit. Sound like at this Defy Life cookout, we're gonna have a score to settle.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No doubt. All right. Well, Dre, damn good question. And again, thanks for listening, man. Dre's questions always be on point because, you can tell he listened to the show and he always asks us some shit that's relevant from up to a year ago. Because he's picked up on the point that we all like to cook. So, shout out to you, Dre.
Shout out, Dre.
I'm gonna have to send that dude a shirt. For real.
Yeah, Dre, you a patron? You a Patreon?
He's not. So I'm gonna have to get Dre to get on Patreon and send him a shirt. I don't think I've ever replied to any of his emails, so I'll reach out to him.
No doubt.
All right. Well, thank y'all for these questions, man. Y'all definitely keep them coming. We enjoy them. If you want to ask a question or have anything addressed on the show, hit us up. Email us at info@godefylife.com or hit us up on social media at godefylife on all platforms. Next, on to some NBA. As we were talking, and as you all are aware now, Golden State Warriors are up 1-0 on the Portland Trail Blazers. Golden State with a 116-94 victory. They kind of pulled away in the fourth quarter. So big win for Golden State in game one. I think most people expected that. But just to jump on that series first, they already spotted you one game. So Yosh, who you got in the series and in how many games? Golden State and Portland. Yosh must be pan-searing some spinach or something. I don't know what he's doing.
Oh. Don't do that. I mean,
he making a homemade apple pie from scratch
with the lemon zest.
With citrus juice. Citrus juice. Oh, my bad. Lemon zest.
Lemon zest. For my listeners, I need you to get it right. Homemade ice cream with the lemon zest. And for those of us who don't know what lemon zest is, you take a fresh lemon, and a grater, and you grate the lemon.
Oh boy!
Don't get it down to the white meat.
No,
Don't get
the white.
the white meat.
All right. Oh man.
The kid said he made baby tomatoes from scratch.
Tortellini from scratch and baked tomatoes with roasted spinach. Do that.
Kid said he made. I made my tomatoes from scratch. I was like, how you do that?
No, not baking tomatoes from scratch.
That's
so if
funny.
Misunderstanding. It was tortellini.
Oh, true that. We'll listen to the show tomorrow. You go catch that.
Now, Money, I'm gonna tell you what's the funny thing about that. When it happened, I was like, shit, I know Money gonna catch that.
Hey, you know I caught that shit.
I caught it. I just let you live.
Yeah, and you know what I said in my head though? He must have been talking about the tortellini. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about.
Thank you.
But it was the Henny talking. That's what I was.
Nah, I was like, damn, Yosh a bad motherfucker.
Yosh, what you in there making? Tomatoes, son.
From
From
scratch, B.
Tomatoes
Yeah.
from scratch, son.
I promise you. Oh shit, there's more left in the bottle.
Oh shit! You know you know I don't let nobody slide.
Yeah, that kid won't gonna let you live.
Right about that.
Oh man.
Plus,
Oh shit!
Oh shit.
Y'all got that one. Y'all got that one.
we was making from scratch, so yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, making tomatoes from scratch. So y'all got that.
No doubt.
Who you got in the
Go
Golden
ahead.
State series, man?
Go ahead.
I was like, that kid a beast in the kitchen.
Hey,
Yo,
listen.
who you got in the Golden State series? And how many games?
Golden State series, I got Portland in 7.
Okay.
Ooh.
I got Portland in 7. I think Big Game Dame is going to outplay Steph. I think Enes Kanter against aging Bogut. If KD was available, I would go the other way. I just don't. I think that the fact that KD was around for the entire year, and the fact that they haven't had to deal with this particular dynamic in the last 2 years is going to be rough. I don't know. I just think that the it's something to be said for consistency, and the fact that you got past Houston, but I thought Houston was going to lose that regardless. I just don't think they had the firepower to deal with that, regardless of who was there.
All right, Money. What say you? How many? Who wins the series and how many games?
Man, I completely disagree with you, Seth.
Mm-hmm.
How you disagree with that?
Because I do. I like what I'm about to tell you. I think Golden State gets this series, and I think they win in 6. I think they win in 6 games.
6?
Yeah, I think they win in 6 games. I like it. Enes Kanter's he's been a liability his whole career on the defensive side of the ball. And what the Warriors are going to do is they're going to play a little more small ball. They're going to put Steph in a lot of pick and rolls. And I don't think the fact that they lost KD is going to prevent them from winning this series. Aren't they something like 25-4 without him or something like that?
But Money, I'm not saying that it's a. My point is that. Yeah, during the regular season, they are whatever, but that's the regular season. We're talking about the Western Conference Finals for a chance to go to the finals. They haven't the past couple of years. And I know that they're going to band together with him gone. I understand that. I understand all of those factors. I understand. But I do believe that CJ McCullough and Damian Lillard are playing on a different level right now. I think that as much as they have to defend Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, on the opposite end, they have to do the same. And think that it's going to be tough because I don't see that being. It's going to be in 7. I don't think 6. If Golden State happens to pull it out, I don't think 6. It's going to have to be 7. And I think if it goes to a 7th game, I like Dame over the other 2.
Wow, you like that? See, this is the problem that I have. Like, people forget that Steph is still Steph. We don't forget that Steph turns the ball over and Steph turns the ball out over in clutch moments. We don't forget that. Wow.
We don't forget that.
Didn't that kid hit like 10 threes tonight or something crazy?
Yeah, okay, that's cool. But like I said,
kid almost had 40. He almost had 40 on them boards. Y'all be forgetting that Steph is still Steph.
I'm not saying that.
I don't just mean you either. I mean like them out there. Like I've been hearing what you saying all week.
I listen to no radio shows. I'm going strictly off of what I see in what it is. Like Steph has been known in clutch moments, in key moments, to make bad plays. He just has been known to do so.
But those key moments and bad plays are far his good plays far outweigh those bad plays where he's kind of a little loose with the ball or he looks nonchalant at times. Like he ain't doing that. He ain't doing that now that the chips are down. Now that he knows
in the final.
Now that he know, but he still got 3 ships, so we ain't talking about that.
I'm just saying we
talking about these Western Conference Finals against the Portland Trailblazers. That's what we talking about. And now Dame is balling out of control. CJ can put together great games, but even knowing that, and I love big game Dame. Give me Steph. Especially give me Steph with all this shit he hearing in his ear now about he can't do it, and we still talk about a 2-time MVP, man. Steph is still in this series. He's still the best player on the court.
Okay, I'm just saying. I think Dame right now. I think Steph has met his peak, and Dame. I think Steph is at his apex.
You just know about everything I just said.
And Dame is damn near on or beyond, damn near about to beyond what Steph is or was.
Stop it, man. Okay. Man. You tripping. Dame that deal. Don't get me wrong. Dame that deal. In series where you know it's gonna be close, and I think Jay can agree, you start with the best player on the court. Like when the series are so close, you give the edge to the team with the best player on the court. Now we can debate whether or not Steph is the best player on the court, but in my opinion, because it was my turn to state my opinion. In my opinion, Steph is the best player on the court. Now Dame ain't on Steph's level. Dame is really, really a tremendous player, and he's playing incredible ball right now. But I still think, even despite that Steph is the best player on the court, especially now that KD is hurt and he hearing all the media and all the people like you say, like all of a sudden he ain't still Steph.
Can I get a chance to share my opinion?
Yeah, Alvin, how about that? What do you think, Al?
I agree with money. Honestly, word for word, real talk. Love Lillard, love CJ. Think they are ballers, but my prediction in the beginning of this playoffs was Toronto and Golden State. So I'm sticking with that prediction for these 2 series. I still got Golden State. I still got Toronto. I got Golden State in 5. Ooh, that's how I see this series, for the sheer fact of they have the first and third best player on the court. Like these Golden State, I think, is going to win these first 2 games, win 1 in Portland, and then winning in Golden State. Like I just think they are a better team, and they will find a way to win 45 games. I don't think it's going to go 7. I don't think it's going to go 6. I got Golden State at 5.
Okay. Pooh, what say you?
I guess I was going to echo Golden State in 5. However, I don't know if they won't get swept. I don't know if Portland won't get swept. Man, I definitely think Toronto. I'm going with Toronto in 6. And man, I'm really 5 at the most, but they definitely could be swept. And I think CJ and Clay they are close to being equal as players to me. But I'm not gonna go on and on. Golden State, fuck it. Golden State, them sweet. Let's go.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Who you got in the East, Yosh? Toronto, Milwaukee.
Well, nah, Jay, I want to hear your opinion on that.
Yeah, I think Golden State in 6 because I think Portland's just gonna outplay them in one game, and I think Golden State's just gonna throw one game away like they always do in a series. They always throw one of them away. And as good as I think like Steph and that Golden State team is, I think Dame counts for one win. Like I think he's that good in at least one game where he's gonna get them one win, and Golden State's gonna throw away another one. So I'll say Golden State in 6, and I would say Golden State in 5, but I don't know how soon KD's coming back. And whenever he does come back, it's a wrap. They ain't gonna win that shit anyway. So Golden State in 6.
I don't think he plays this series. I don't think I need him to.
I think it depends on how tight it gets.
I can see that. But honestly, this might be the worst thing that could happen to the NBA, Durant going down, because I think some of that leeway that team might have believed they had with Kevin, him not being on the court might cause them to focus and not just be lackadaisical and bring it on defense and make the right shots and make the right pass, because we don't have that leeway. And what might result then is them playing some of the best basketball they've played all season consistently, because they haven't really had too long of a stretch where you said, oh, there go Golden State, especially not in the playoffs. And maybe with Durant being down, Curry's focus, Clay's focus, Andre's playing above and beyond, Bogut is stepping up, the kid Looney is saying, oh, now I got a shot to get on the court. I'm just saying, Golden State. And
let me reiterate something. And granted, I don't think it's going to stay like this all series, but stat line for the night: Dame Dillard 4 for 12, C.J. McCollum 7 for 19, Dame 19 points, C.J. 17 points.
Yeah,
that's a combined 11 for 33. That ain't gonna get it done.
They'll play better.
It ain't gonna stay like that. But however, like Clay, 26 points, 10 for 24. Steph, 36 points, 12 for 23. Like the efficiency, they kind of got blown out tonight. Now, granted, I think it's gonna get tighter, but this is the type of defense that Golden State is capable of playing, and while also not losing a beat on O. So and I agree completely with what you said. And Jay, you've alluded to it in previous shows. Sometimes Golden State just gets bored, I think. So some of that carefreeness that they play with, I think without KD, they're gonna realize, okay, we don't have that. We don't have the room to goof around. Like,
I mean, he's the best luxury in the history of sports.
Yeah, and I think they're focused, and I think, hey, the worst thing in Portland is a focused Steph Curry, because I still think he is. It's not even close. He's hands down the best player on the court.
What's so crazy is how many teams can lose a Boogie Cousins and a Kevin Durant, and we still got people saying they might sweep Portland. Like
Right.
that's an embarrassment of talent that team had.
Yeah.
At this season,
I think them versus Denver would have been more interesting, to be honest. But it's weren't they the Bash Brothers, some Splash Brothers versus the what was it, the Bash Brothers? So that's an intriguing storyline, I guess, if Portland can keep up.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think Dame's peak when Dame is on. Like, Dame can give you 50. Like, when that one game in the city, he'll give you 50. Like, I don't know if, like, Steph will get into this thing where he settles for three so much where he might not give you 50 because his efficiency starts to suffer. But consistently, Steph's going to give you, especially without KD, Steph's going to give you 30, 35, 33. But then Dame's going to have those nights like tonight where you can't have those nights. So
no, not in this series.
Especially not if not for Portland. Like KD comes back, Steph can afford to have those nights.
Right. And honestly, I was watching some of the game while we've been recording. Dame pulled up lame at some point. Mm-hmm. Like he grabbed the back of his leg and he continued to play, but a nagging injury does not allow you to be Superman against Golden State, and that's what it's going to take for them to win.
Yeah. So, all right. Who you got in the East, Yosh? Must be lining up that cedar plank for that salmon. Money. Who you got in the East?
God, man, I'm not surprised that Toronto is here. I will say this about their series with Philadelphia. It was really tough for me to pick that series. I did predict it would go to 7 games and Toronto would win. But I mean, how much closer can you get than a 7-game series and then the final game come down to the final shot? I mean, I just think that's very, very entertaining. It was really, I even said I wouldn't be surprised. I picked Toronto, but I wouldn't be surprised if Philadelphia wins the series. I think the series with Milwaukee kind of presents the same challenges for Toronto, where you have kind of a dominant kind of post around the rim player, which happens to be Toronto's weakness to defend. And I think this will be another 7-game series. It'll be very, very close. The difference between Milwaukee and Philadelphia is Milwaukee has a lot more shooters. They can stretch you. I'm gonna pick, just because I think the best player on the court is Antetokounmpo. So I'm gonna pick the Bucks in 7.
Okay. All right. Al, what you think?
So I think the Greek Freak has been an amazing player to watch this playoffs. And, not watching a lot of the games throughout the year, being able to watch this guy kind of evolve into a superstar has been fun to watch because he just reminds me of just some of the great players of the past, and you see them like a Kevin Garnett, at 22, 23, 24, just carrying a franchise, and you're like, oh yeah, this dude's going to be great, right? So that's one thing. And so I think this series, to me, is the more intriguing one, going to be the more competitive one. And I like Toronto, like I said, but I think for them to do it, based on what Money said in terms of them having better shooters, and I agree, they're gonna have to play Milwaukee without doubling the Greek Freak. Like they're gonna have to let him go off for whatever to try to shut down some of these shooters and make it a defensive game, like in that way. But I think Kawhi, I think he's still the best player on the court, and so I'm banking on him showing that in this series. That's what, as great as he is, I'm banking on Leonard demonstrating that he's the best player in the East and taking his team to the final.
All right. Pooh, what you think in the East?
Going with Kawhi and 6, man.
Enough said. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Strict money. Money. You hit it on the head. Based strictly off of shooting and the fact that Malcolm Brogdon is back. I'm going with Milwaukee in the 7. Brogdon's kind of the glue to that team, and also allows Giannis not to have to handle the ball so much. And it also allows Eric Bledsoe, when he gets him his wild streaks, he's kind of a calming factor.
He is.
So I think it's going to be huge. And he also opens up the court for Middleton. And as good as Kawhi is, somebody else got to step up consistently. And I don't know if Siakam or Lowry can do that throughout a series against a defensive team like Milwaukee.
Where the fuck is Lowry in the playoffs, man?
The same place he always is in the playoffs.
Where the fuck is he?
A shell of his regular season self.
Right.
Brogdon coming back is huge, Jay. Now the defensive responsibility for Kawhi won't fall to Middleton. It'll fall to Brogdon.
Mm-hmm.
And now, like you said, he's gonna be free to. I mean, he'll have to play some D, but Middleton's even that much more effective when he doesn't have to defend the best player, and that's usually Brogdon's job. And now Kawhi is the man now, but that's Brogdon's specialty. Is like I'm gonna go, and I just don't think Toronto has enough. I don't think they have enough guys to go around to have to contend with Middleton and Brogdon on the defensive side.
Right. Yeah. So let's see. It'll be a good series, though. But I don't know. So before we get to the lottery talk, y'all talked about you talked about the Philly series and no money, how close it was. And everybody's getting on Joel Embiid for breaking down and crying after the game. Al, did you have a problem with that? What was your take on him, like, crying after the game?
I mean, I laughed. I ain't gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
But, in terms of any beyond my immediate response, in terms of, me feeling a certain kind of way about a person showing emotion and crying after an incredible disappointment, Game 7, losing like that, it doesn't bother me. Like, I've seen grown men cry at some of the simplest shit. So it doesn't affect me that when they crying for some shit that matters. You know what I mean? It's just it's an emotion. People let it out, and I get it, because I know how we are in this society about men crying. You gonna get ragged. And again, like I said, I admit it, I laughed because he kind of reminded me of, what's that brother actor that I say is the best crier in the world?
Antoine Fisher.
Antoine Fisher. What's his real name? Luke?
Derek Luke.
Derek Luke.
Yeah.
Yo, I just thought he was doing a Derek Luke impersonation as he was leaving the court because I just thought that shit was funny. But
I can't play no more. Yeah.
You got me laughing again.
Oh,
I'm just saying, Google. I mean, if you look at his movies, y'all, listeners. Yeah. He does a really good job of crying. I mean, just saying, he's a great crier, and I'm not kidding. He does a really good job of it. Like snot be coming out his nose and everything. I thought that was happening with Embiid. So, like I said, I get it. It ain't no big deal to me though, and it ain't going to affect how I look at him as an athlete. It will not.
All right. Pooh, you have any issue with Embiid crying after the game?
None whatsoever. I mean, guys with passion. I love it. I'll play with him any day.
Okay. Money, how about you?
Not at all, man. Been in tough games, lost tough games, felt the same way. Should I cried in Infinity War? Like, I mean, I cried during,
Right.
I cried during Endgame like 5 times, you know. So
Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so.
it's a fact, man. I'm with the shits, man.
I ain't mad
You know,
at you.
so I ain't mad at it at all, man. Show some emotion. Show me that you care. You know, they had been on him because he was hurt and sick, and he was like, you know, shit. Show that you care. I think whatever people. I mean, I wasn't knocking them then, but whatever people was knocking them, maybe it'll, maybe they'll be a little easier. Be like, shit, that kid really do care.
Yeah, it didn't bother me at all. Actually, I kind of admired, like you said, that he showed that he cared. I'd rather that than, the dudes that, dapping up and laughing right after they just lost like that. So I think it would have been easier if he lost by 20 in Game 7. But to lose like that, I get it. So but I think it's also a challenge to him of where he goes from here. Because whenever I watch Joel Embiid, I think I'm always left wanting more because he's so damn talented. And so from here, I think it's up to him to kind of increase that level of intensity and focus night in and night out. And just kind of take that next step instead of just relying on his physical talents. Is to just kind of continue to own his craft and become more dedicated to actually like winning until it should. If he were to play up to his potential every night, that series wouldn't have went 7.
Right.
So it's up to him and where he goes from here. But yeah, man. So the lottery was tonight. So the New Orleans Pelicans got the first pick. The Memphis Grizzlies got pick 2. The Knicks got the third pick. The Lakers got pick 4. And we'll talk about those first 4 picks because the Knicks and the Lakers kind of leapfrogged a lot of people and made some news in the lottery. So, of course, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that Zion's going number 1 to New Orleans. First question for you, Money. I'm going to ask you all different questions. So with that first pick, Zion going to New Orleans, what impact does that have on Anthony Davis's future as a Pelican?
I hope, man, I hope Anthony Davis decides to stay. I'm already hearing and reading the stuff that he's out of there, and I just hope, I'm just not in love with the notion that you can just, I mean, you sign the contract, play out your contract, and play it wholeheartedly. And then when you become a free agent, then I mean, don't try to force your team to trade you. I don't like that, man. I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I mean, as just a fan of the game, as a fan of my team, play out your contract, man. Play wholeheartedly. I'm just not in love with these dudes. It's like they have like a year, 2 years, 2.5 years on their contract, and then they just be like, "Shit, I don't want to play here no more." And then they like, I think it's ruining the game, man. So I hope Anthony Davis plays out this year of his contract, and he still has an optional year on his contract. But if he wants to be traded, I mean, that's fine. Maybe they can find a suitable spot for him. But in my everything is amazing glasses. I hope he stays and plays with the young kid. I mean, he doesn't have a bad team. I mean, I could see them doing good things around Davis and Holiday and Zion. So I don't know, man. They could bring in pieces. I mean, they played Golden State tough last year in the semis, you know. So I don't know, man. I think that's a team that can compete. Um, hopefully he stays. But if he goes, then hopefully New Orleans can at least maximize his talent and get all the assets that they can back to him. And I'll leave it at that.
Gotcha. Pooh, Memphis got the second pick. You think it's Ja to the second pick? And if so, what do you? Because I see people like player comparisons. I don't always like them, but I mention this because all you hear is Ja and Russell Westbrook, the comparison. Do you buy that comparison, or if not, is there somebody you can compare him to, and how do you see his skills translating on the next level?
I mean, I definitely see some of the same type skills but to me, Ja seems more of a patient player. Right. Almost like, more court aware and getting his players and, teammates involved. He seems more of a, and I don't mean this as a knock to Russell, but he seems more of a teammate's teammate. Mm-hmm. So, man, a player comparison.
And if there is none, that's fine too.
I can't. I mean, I can. I see something like a Dame Lillard, but with better court vision.
Okay.
Because he could definitely get to the basket any moment. He's a very, very good jump shooter. He can create things, shoot off either foot. So I guess I'll leave it with that. But I think Ja definitely the number 2 pick.
Okay. All right. And Al, I saved the Knicks and the Lakers for you. So,
thank you, sir.
So for one, everybody saying R.J. Barrett at 3 to the Knicks? You agree with that?
Love it.
Okay.
Love it.
All right.
He brings shooter, brings a scorer, big time player, big time program. We're building assets, and honestly, that's a position where we could use a guy. We don't have a 2, 3, type of dude. So we got some guys, but we got this kid Dotson, good player, good defender, good shooter. But to me, he would be somebody you'd rather have coming off the bench in a really, really good team as we try to build this team, so build a roster. So I love it, and would have liked to get Zion, but I'm okay with RJ.
All right. And what are the Lakers' options at 4 now? You think moving up, being able to submit that 4th pick, does that give them obviously more ammunition to go make a trade for like AD or somebody like that?
Yeah. I mean, I was just looking online, and they got this guard out of Vanderbilt. Mm-hmm. I keep seeing being projected. He looks to be a good shooter, scorer, got good range, coming out the SEC. So for me, I'm more about building with young players, and I would take the 4th best player coming out of college and add him to the mix of Lonzo, Ingram, Kuzma, LeBron, and let's just go at it again. And whoever we add, I hope Anthony stay with New Orleans now that Zion's down there, and take his chances and help that franchise be better. And that's what I would keep the pick and draft this, whoever's there, best player.
All right. Cool. Well, be a lot more to talk about, I'm sure. I'm always anxious to see, when they always say it's a 3-man draft or it's a 2-person draft. I'm always anxious to see who's going to be that, Dwayne Wade or the guy who's drafted 6th or 12th who comes. So because the NBA is not like the NFL draft where, the NFL, generally 50% of the players turn out to be really good and 25% turn out to be okay and 25% turn out to be absolute bust, as opposed to the NBA is like, generally it is like you look back 5 years and it's 4 really, really dominant players and the rest are kind of just either hanging around on rosters or they out of the league in 3 years. So it'll be interesting to see who that 4th, 5th guys are.
I mean, when you think about how young these players are when they being selected,
Right.
The probability that they're going to be really good in 5 years, it's really like the odds are kind of stacked against people because it's just you really don't know what you're getting for real. You're just betting on the athleticism and the talent, but 1 year of college ball isn't really a lot to judge it on. So.
Yeah, that's true.
But Zion is a beast, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, but I ain't gonna lie, like, even though I'm not quite sure I wanted to see it happen, once you saw the Lakers, like, get past that, 10th pick and know they were gonna be picking higher, you couldn't help but start wondering, damn, if Zion ends up in LA, that's gonna be crazy as hell.
I mean, I'm not claiming fix, but when you really look at, the franchises who are benefiting from this draft and the fact that you got New Orleans possibly losing a superstar and now gaining the superstar of the league, the NBA couldn't have scripted that any better. For Memphis to have a Conley at the end of his tenure in Memphis and now replace him with a Ja, like that couldn't have been any better for that franchise. The Knicks, we could have used some other players, but if you're not going to give us the first 2, we're going to get a shooter and a scorer. I'll take that. You know what I mean? It's just like, hey, the Lakers made out really good. So these first 4 teams, in theory, should be better next year because of this draft. Really, they got help tonight. And the Lakers, they were slotted to be 11, man. To go from 11 to 4, like...
That's crazy.
It's like, what? We did not expect that. Man.
And kudos to the NBA for changing up the lottery scheme, the percentages. So, teams to like deter teams from tanking, because it made lottery night a lot more interesting. And, we saw the changes with teams being able to leapfrog other teams. But and when you consider the Lakers, moving up and getting that 4th pick, and they are one of the lead teams in the Anthony Davis hunt, to give them more ammunition to go after.
Yep.
So they benefited from that as well. So it'll be fun to watch, man. So the NBA, I know the NBA Combine is not as big as the NFL Combine, but it'll start next Thursday. So should be interesting. Pooh, you ready for some trivia, man?
Yeah, I'm ready, man. We had that fucking janky ass Horace Grant at the draft for us, man.
I forgot that.
He's not even a Bull, man. He fucking left us, man. He's not even a Bull. Why is he representing us at the draft?
So everybody left y'all at one point, though.
Yeah, but don't bring him back to represent us at the draft. So
they come bring Mike back?
Nah, Mike ain't Micah Hornet. Michael Hornet right now.
They couldn't bring Scotty back?
Nah, don't bring Scotty back. Don't bring Scotty.
Who can they bring back?
Don't bring back Scotty, though.
Don't bring anybody. Don't bring anyone back. Let Lori go up there and sit. Let Zach sit up there.
Bill Cartwright.
Nah, I don't want none of that. Could have bought B.J. Armstrong. I don't know. Not janky ass Horace Grant with that. He's smiling, and then when they picked us at 7, our face came out. He make that look. Yo, and I was screaming all in the house, and I was like, man, do you believe us? We had the 2nd worst record in the league, yo, and we get the 7th pick.
Wow.
That's bananas.
Y'all had second?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. We had like 86% odds of getting the second pick, first. I don't know, man. Yeah. I'm totally. Yeah. All right, man. Let's go to trivia, man.
I saw that, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I was like, the fix is in.
The fix, man. The fix, and the fix, man. The fix. Find a way. You know what? Let's go to trivia, man.
Let's go to trivia.
All right, it's on you. What you got for?
All right.
I feel like that. I feel like that's the second time they fixed it for New Orleans.
Yeah.
They fixed it for other folks.
All right. My categories are sneakerheads for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Movie about me 10, 20, 30, 40, 50.
You gonna explain to what these categories mean, though?
I'm gonna ask you a question, and you're gonna try to name the sneaker.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna name the sneaker.
Okay.
I understand everything now.
You're gonna name the sneaker. You're gonna attempt to name the. All right. It's gonna be definitely hints. Movie about me. I'm gonna give a little synopsis of the movie. You're gonna try to tell me who the movie is about.
Okay.
These are biographies, yeah. So what else? Oh, Slam Dunk Champs from 1984 to 1990. So there were 5 points each, right? And you give me the person and the year to equal out 10. Okay. Got me? So to get the person, then you get to guess the year. All right. Check my shoe deal. These are the top 5 rookie shoe deals in NBA history.
Okay.
All right. So check my rookie shoe deal. NBA Slam Dunk Champs, 84 to 90. And movie about me and sneakerheads. I started to cut one because I figured Yosh wasn't going to be here. But we can rock with it.
All right.
I don't know who won what, but I got y'all listed. Money Al, Yosh J. I can eliminate Yosh. Y'all good with that?
Yeah.
Because I think, okay.
Is Yosh out of here?
Yosh been out of here.
Oh, all right, Money.
Kid left us hanging on his last show. We never have him back.
All right, Money.
What was the movie joint?
Movie about me.
Let me go movie about me for 20.
For 20. All right. 3 women each claim to be the widow of a 1950s doo-wop singer, claiming legal rights to his estate.
Man.
10, 9, 8.
Went to the 1950s singer?
Yep. 6.
James Brown?
Man.
That is incorrect. Jay, stop, man.
Frankie Lyman, man.
But what was the name of the movie, though? I couldn't think of the name of the movie.
Why the Fools Fall in Love.
Why the Fools Fall in Love. Yep.
Yeah. All right, Al, on you.
I'll take Slam Dunks for 30.
Slam Dunk. Okay, my bad. All right, Slam Dunk doesn't even have an amount. You just name a player that won it. Remember, that's 5, and then if you name the year, that's 5 more.
My bad.
But it's from 84 to 90.
84 to 90.
So all of them are worth the same point value.
Yeah, all of them are worth 5. Okay. However, once you get the name, you get to guess the year for 5 more, so you can get 10.
So I'll 84 to 90. Michael Jordan.
Okay, Michael Jordan. What year?
88. He stole it from Dominique.
All right. So you get 10 for that. All right. Let me put your points down. L 10. All right, Jay, on you.
I'm gonna go slam dunk winners too then.
The layup, huh? Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Give me Spud Webb in '86.
Spud Webb in 86. That is correct. 10 for Jay. Money on you, sir.
What years was the slam dunk joint again?
1984 until 1986.
Huh? 84 to 90.
Huh?
84 to 1990. You said 84 to 86.
I said 86.
That kid give it us 2 years.
Man, I was reading something else as I was.
Yeah.
I'm working.
84 to 96?
84 to 90.
84 to 90. I'm worse than Yosh with the tomatoes from scratch. On that.
He's making tomatoes from scratch. Go ahead.
1984 through 1980 through 1990. Yeah, I'm about to say it again.
1990.
Yeah.
84. Ain't that the year Larry Nance won? 84? Larry Nance senior?
Is that an answer?
84.
Are you asking me or are you giving an answer?
That's my answer.
Okay.
84, right? Not 86, right? You said 84, right?
Dude, you said you gave me the you giving me the
I'm just making sure I got. You said 84 to 90, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Nance senior.
Okay, that is correct. This kid gonna ask me, and then
Right.
you what?
Wow. Nah, because you said 86, and I was like, oh fuck, did he say 86?
Oh, that was in your head. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Michael Jordan again, and the year would be 87 because that was the year before he stole the slam dunk championship in 88 from Dominique. He actually won it in 87, but he stole it in 88. So yeah,
Won it outright, huh?
All
right, Jay.
I'll go Michael Jordan 87.
That's correct.
All right. Well, give me Dominique in 85.
Dominique in 85. That is correct. All right, money on you.
I want to say D Brown, but I'm trying to remember what year that was.
You want to say it or you saying it?
Sound like he said it.
It sounded like he said it.
Damn, y'all relax.
Beating around the
What
bush.
it count at?
Give me D Brown for 90.
D Brown for 90.
Yeah.
Oh,
That is incorrect, sir.
D Brown, he ain't winning the 90.
No, sir. He won it in 91.
Oh,
Wow.
That's
But
what I
I
told
think-
you you were
true
saying.
that.
But that 90 guess is off the table. And
if he ain't winning the 90, then Dominique won in the 90.
He
yeah,
did.
Dominique. Yeah, Dominique.
Fuck, man.
Dominique has the longest stretch between slam dunk championships.
Yeah, Dominique.
What years left? What years are left?
89, just 89.
Man.
That would be Kenny Skywalker, the of the New York Knicks. I just happened to be reading an article on New York Knicks draft and lottery history today, and his name was mentioned, and that he won the slam dunk contest.
Okay. Okay, so this is the dilemma with that. All right, this is the conundrum. You asked me what year, so I gave you the year. So I can't give you the 5 points for the year.
Wow.
But I because I didn't ask you for the
what
team.
year was left.
So I
You
gave
didn't have
you
to tell me.
So now you want to try to.
You didn't have to tell me. I should still be able to answer that question.
No, you did. You did.
But
You answered Kenny Skywalker.
Yeah.
I can still answer what year. You didn't mention in the rules that if the judge tells you the answer, you can't give the answer after that.
No, I don't have to mention that. That's understood.
You're disqualifying yourself from that part of the question.
Right.
You see how they do the black man world? You see how they do it?
I tell you what, I'll ask your two competitors. What you think, Jay?
Hell no. You know me.
What you think, Money?
They be crucifying me. Absolutely not.
Oh, man.
You might as well go ahead. If that's the case, you know what I'm asking on the next question. Hey, who that movie was about?
I'm just saying. See how they treat us, world? You see how they just be changing the rules on the brother? Just making them up as they go along.
It's on you, Jay.
Let me get movies about me for 50.
Movies about me for... Okay. Upstart rock and roll singer's cousin tries to steer him away from a deprived life in music and business. But he was born to play.
Hold on, start that shit over. Kids stumbling all over.
I got tongue tied.
You with Carl Lewis.
Yo, crazy, yo. Let me make this a little bigger, yo. Let me turn the lights on. All right. Upstart rock and roll singer's cousin tries to steer him away from a deprived life in music and business. But he was born to play the so-called devil music. He also had a forbidden love affair with his 13-year-old cousin that could have ruined his chances of stardom.
Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry.
Most Def.
Is this it's incorrect.
No.
Nah.
In that Elvis?
No.
Oh. Who is that fool?
It's Jerry Lewis. Jerry Lee Lewis.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Jerry Lewis.
Oh, I thought we was
Jerry Lee Lewis, Great Balls of Fire.
Pardon me. I thought we was only talking about black folks. But yeah, you're right.
Great Balls of Fire.
It's true that. Yeah. I thought about that too, but I decided to mix it up a little.
I just got
Yeah, but the movie
they kind of got the same story. So
no,
yeah.
they do, Jay.
Yeah.
They do. It's extremely
it's the premise
similar.
of the movie, though. You're right.
Yeah, it's extremely similar. All right, who's next? Money.
Glad they got that shit wrong.
Yeah, 50. That's a chunk.
What's out there, Pooh?
Check my rookie shoe deal for everything. Movies about me, 10 through 40, and sneakerheads.
Can't be 10 through 40 because we've taken two of the movies about me.
What happened?
Yeah,
no.
I got the 20 wrong.
Oh yeah. My bad. Yeah, I just saw that. I see the star beside it.
I get 10 30.
10, 30, 40. No, sir. well, I asked the guys. What do you guys?
Man,
money?
No.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Give it to him.
I was about to give it to him.
Nah.
Let me see the sneaker ads for the 20. That sounds like it could be fun.
For the what?
For the 20.
Okay, so don't forget you're giving me the name of the sneaker. All right. Kobe Bryant rocked me his rookie year, made by Adidas. Some say I had a crazy design.
Then Kobe rocked the Kobe Bryant's rookie year. Like the Kobe Bryant.
9, 8, 7.
That's my answer.
Oh,
yeah, the Kobe Bryant.
Oh, that's incorrect. The Crazy Eights.
Oh, them shits was terrible.
Crazy Eights.
Like that's not. Well, I don't.
Crazy Eights, man. Crazy Eights.
Crazy Eight.
Yeah.
Let me get movies for 40.
The name the name of the sneaker is not the Kobe Bryant's.
Right.
Come on, man. You serious?
I ain't going back to that category no more.
You want to say it would be fun? I was like, I don't know about it.
These are sneakerhead questions.
Jay ain't my type of fun.
Yeah. them poop
All right, it's Al, right? Yeah, money just went. It's you, Al.
Let me get movies for 40.
Movies.
Hey, the crazy part is I was like, damn, that's easy.
That's cold. You rocking them cold.
All right. All right, here we go. The Harlem Playground legend picks himself up after drugs and despair ruined his 60s basketball career. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Uncle Drew?
5.
Yeah.
That is incorrect. Jay, I suppose you know it.
Earl the Goat Manigault.
Earl Manigault, yes sir.
Yes, sir.
On you, Jay.
What was the movie?
Rebound.
Rebound.
Rebound. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It was an HBO special. I mean, an HBO movie.
Gotcha.
Don Cheadle played the GOAT.
Yep.
I feel like I saw it. Go ahead.
We get movies about me for 30.
Movies about me for 30. Okay. This Navy SEAL's pinpoint accuracy saves countless lives on the battlefield and turns him into a legend. Back home to his wife and kids after 4 tours of duty. However, he finds that it is the war that he can't leave behind.
Chris Kyle.
Chris Kyle. That is correct, sir. What's the name of the movie? Just for giggles.
American Sniper.
American Sniper. Yeah. Oh, that movie was crazy good.
Mm-hmm. That was a good movie.
Yeah. Okay. Money. I'll give a rundown after this round right here. Score.
Not going anywhere near that sneaker shit. Give me something else.
We gotta name something, man. You will know. We got movies.
There's only 2 more categories.
We got movie about me for 10. We have check my rookie shoe deal.
Ooh, what more shoe shit? Give me the other movie joint.
The last joint.
Yeah.
All right. Movie about me for 10. A real-life inner-city high school principal in Paterson, New Jersey, whose school is at risk of being taken over by the New Jersey state government.
Joe Clark?
Joe Clark, that is correct.
That's Money Boy. He caught you
that was
taking
pretty
guns
easy.
to school.
Why that was a 10 spot. Right. Al.
Some kids beating up kids.
Let me try rookie deals for 40.
Okay.
I'm gonna y'all tackle these.
All right.
Ain't nothing left.
Nuh-uh. He signed his first endorsement contract with Nike. The contract was worth $2.5 million over 5 years.
That's it?
Yeah. That's it. And you're giving me the person. And don't forget, these are the top 5 rookie shoe deals in NBA history.
That's it though? $2 million? Damn.
Yeah. So you should.
I'll go with
10, 9, 8.
Shit, I don't know. Vince Carter.
6. Vince Carter. That's incorrect. That's Michael Jordan.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
And see, because I said it was the top 5 in NBA history, and you could really judge that dollar amount. Wow, that's really not that much. So it had to be like back in the day when Nike was first popping off. But Jay,
what was that for? 40, 50?
that was for 40.
For 40. What's left in that category?
Everything except 40.
Okay. Shit, they all gonna be hard for me. Let's just go for 50.
Why not? Okay. His deal with Nike was the second largest endorsement deal in NBA history, which guaranteed him 60 years over 7 years.
60 years
60
over
years
7
over-
years.
I'm sorry.
Years,
So 67 years?
60 million over 7 years.
Bron?
Bron. That is incorrect. It's not Bron.
I was gonna answer all of them, Bron.
True.
Hey, one of them gonna be right.
Hey, one of them gonna be right.
Yeah, who was
True.
it?
All right. Right now, that was Kevin Durant.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay.
shit! I didn't even know he was
Yeah,
with Nike.
hey.
Yeah. He came out with Nike. Because remember, Under almost offered him that $300 million to get him away.
Yeah, right.
Okay. All right. Right now, we at Money with 20, Al with 25, Jay with 30, 40, Jay with 50.
Let me get sneakerheads for the next highest for 40.
For 40. Okay. A young Serena Williams wore me as she became a household name, winning her first Grand Slam at the age of 17.
Man.
I just want the shoe brand.
The Serenas.
Oh.
10, 9,
I'm gonna jump out. I'm
Eight.
gonna jump out there and say
7, 6,
Nikes.
5. And Nikes are incorrect. Y'all know this, right, Jay?
She won her first one then.
Yeah.
Reebok.
Serena never wore Reeboks.
Adidas.
Venus wore Reeboks. Serena signed to Puma.
Puma. Yeah, I told y'all it was Puma.
Man, y'all know. I thought y'all would have known she signed to Puma and Nike gave her all that money for.
Don't nobody follow that shit like you.
Man,
Why would we know that?
true that. Al, on you, man.
I thought she been with Nike like forever.
Man,
Right.
she signed with Puma first.
I'm about to say Chuck Taylor's. I don't fucking know.
And then Nike promised her. Remember, she wanted to wear this and wear that, and Nike promised her that she can have full autonomy in what she want to wear because she wanted to wear those sleek outfits and things of that nature.
Nah.
But go
I
ahead.
don't remember none of that shit.
Yo,
None of that shit sound familiar.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say
what-
Bron.
true. Why
What's
not?
left in rookie deal?
What's left in rookie deal? Let me scroll down to it. Check my shoe. 10, 20, 30.
Okay, let me go 30.
Okay. Adidas signed him to a 6-year deal that was worth up to $48 million.
Who are Adidas?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Patrick Ewing.
2.
I don't know.
Adidas and Patrick Ewing. Yo, wow, man. Kobe Bryant, man.
Kobe wore Adidas?
Kobe started.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I just asked the
What's
question
his
about the
first-
Crazy Eights.
I didn't know what Crazy Eights was. I thought they were Nike. Was it Kobe? So I thought they was Nike.
Hey,
Oh,
I'm
man.
glad I ain't by myself.
Man, let me
True that.
give me the one that Bron is the answer to.
Go ahead.
Give me
We're gonna give you points.
right.
I got 10 and 20 left.
Let me get 20. Shit.
All right, say no more. All right. He signed a 7-year deal with the famous shoe manufacturer company Nike. The deal valued at more than $90 million, as so far is the biggest endorsement. The biggest endorsement deal ever signed by a rookie in NBA history.
That's got to be Bron.
That's
If
LeBron.
I quit. Okay, good. Woo.
LeBron.
All right. All I needed was Nike and a bunch of money.
A bunch of money, right? A bunch of money. Junior. Them kids don't know nothing about sneakers.
Give me the live. Hey, but one question left.
Man, my wife buy my sneakers.
Okay. He inked a 10-year, $50 million contract with Reebok. 10.
That's it?
9. It's like the easiest question.
Yeah,
8.
that's the easy one.
Is it?
7. 6. 5. 4. 3.
Man, speed that count up. He don't know.
2.
Larry Johnson?
Larry Johnson, grandma mom was signed by Converse. This was Allen Iverson, man. He was who else signed the Reebok? Other than Allen Iverson and Sean Kemp. Sean Kemp was signed to Reebok, but
man, I don't fucking know, man.
Boys don't remember about sneakers.
I think Boris Diaw. No, I'm just joking. I don't fucking know.
I was about to say Boris Diaw. I had to think. I really thought about it. All right, man. We got one. Let me see. Sneakerhead for 10. Sneakerhead for 30. And that it. Okay, the last two. Al and Jay.
Give me 30. Sneaker for 30.
Sneakerhead for 30. Nah, nobody asked us. We got sneakerhead for 50. No one asked for sneakerhead for 50. Why I got that marked off?
Why you asking us?
You talking about us? You argue with yourself over there?
Right.
I think Jay asked that one.
What's the answer?
Man,
I'll tell you.
I ain't touched that sneakerhead.
Nah. We have sneakerhead for 10, 30, and 50. Because I just read the question. So,
all right, so give me 50.
Sneakerhead for 50. Oh boy, I don't think
It's
you know
gonna
this.
be fun.
But a security guard was badly injured in Orlando, Florida, when a security gate collapsed during my release.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. 10.
Now I got to be paying attention to current events about sneakers.
8. 7. 6. 5. 4. I can give you another hint though.
Oh, thank you.
4.
No doubt.
It was 2012 during 2012 All-Star game.
Oh, I thought it was a 2015.
4.
That helps.
3.
Let me go with the 2012 LeBrons.
1. No, ain't nobody claiming no place for no LeBrons. No, man, it was 2000. It was the Galaxy phone pods that glowed in the dark. Someone did it in a slam dunk contest. I can't remember who wore them, but I was down in Orlando, Florida, and the guy got hurt, seriously injured. But it was a 2012 All-Star game.
Wait.
Was
this on the
news?
news?
You was there?
Yeah. No, it was on the news.
We got to know your personal history too.
How would I know?
No, it was on the news. It was on the news because Nike didn't even release the shoes there. They had the shoes shipped off. It was a big thing. It was a big thing.
I was about to say, man, my next trivia, I'm going to be like, man, last Thursday I bumped into this chick at the White House.
Man,
what was her name?
What's up with her name?
Right.
I just remembered it, going on and on because I was there. But it was phone posit. Galaxy.
Wow. Okay.
2012. I mean, that was the only time like a actual security worker was hurt. Because normally somebody else just get jumped on and smacked around, but this was actually a security guy. So Nike had the shoes resent, to other stores. They didn't even sell them out there. All right, so sneakerheads for 10 and 30.
This just for shits and giggles, right?
10:30. Yeah, no one can beat you.
But shit, let me just say for 10 and 30.
Yeah, 10 and 30.
Let me just go for 10. I gotta get one of these right.
Try to get one of these. 10 might be harder than 30. But
let me get 30. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. Okay. The Tailwind was Nike's first basketball shoe to have the air sole, which is the air in the sole. Okay. The second relaunch in 1982, which is still a popular shoe today.
That's it.
Yeah, so what they did was the Tailwind was the first shoe that they actually put the air in the sole, and the second shoe, which was launched 3 years later, had the air in the sole again, and it's Nike's most popular shoe and most selling shoe ever. 10.
Air Force One.
Nike Air Force One is correct.
Word.
You would have known that if you would have read that article about the Air Force One.
Well, I just knew that they was the most popular Nike shoe ever. So
they are. Yeah.
I knew that.
You knew that?
That I did. Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
How you knew that?
I just know shit about Air Force One.
True. How you knew that?
And I just happened to watch the Nelly video today.
Oh, true.
I did. I watched Grills and Air Force Ones.
Air Force Ones, yeah. All right, money. You know, to save your face a little. You know, to come in second, you actually could beat Al with this.
Yeah, let me beat Al.
You should get this though. But on February 25th, 1985, I was given a letter by the NBA prohibiting me from wearing my sneakers. So you're just telling me the sneakers. 10, 9, 8, 7.
Man, I have no idea.
Wow, are you kidding me?
1985, I was given a letter from the NBA saying I couldn't wear my sneakers. And you want to know the sneaker?
Yeah, 2.
Black Panther sneakers.
Black Panthers. Come on, man. Somebody knows this, right?
The Jordan 1s, man.
Come on, dude. The bands, like they call the shit the bands.
The
retro ones, the retro black and red ones. The band, they call them bands. The retro black and red ones.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a dope ass documentary on Hulu about them shits too. About like that whole ordeal.
Come on, man. You didn't know that?
Nah.
Al, you didn't know that either?
I did not.
Yeah.
You
so
didn't
like
wow.
Mike's first shoe, they banned it because they said it was too colorful and it didn't fit the NBA color scheme. So what Nike did was they just took the Air Force Ones and made them red and black, so he could wear the shoes, and he got fined for every game that he won.
Oh yeah,
they was gonna fine him. They told him it was gonna fine him $5,000 a game.
Yeah. And David Stern said his kids hated him for it.
Yeah, $5,000 a game.
Right.
Well,
learn something new every day.
I thought everyone knew that though. Like y'all didn't even know that Jordan had a pair of sneakers that was banned. Like couldn't wear them.
I've heard that, but I didn't. It didn't strike me as the same story.
True.
Yeah, I'm sure I heard it at the time, but
that's
not something I remember.
Yeah, that shit didn't even strike me as relevant to what we was talking about.
Well,
I guess I'm not a Michael Jordan fan like that.
It ain't got to be a fan of like if it's an NBA player that they's like he can't wear shoes in the game.
I didn't know this was trivia about Michael Jordan. I
get out of here. If they like he can't wear shoes in the game, I'm like, damn, why he can't wear shoes in the game? That's crazy.
Yeah, you know, all Pooh's trivia be about Mike and movies. And
you know what? I should have known that though.
Oh, his own personal history.
I didn't have question,
I'm supposed to know who got mugged at some mall you
Oh,
hanging
for
I
out
real.
didn't
at.
ask you who got mugged. I asked you which sneaker was. It was huge headlines that the gate was torn down and the security guard was injured. Like it was huge headlines. Like the first time Nike ever was like didn't release the shoe. It is huge, the biggest mall in Florida. Like, come on, man. But I mean, that's
I know what
that's why I said sneakerheads though. You know, so
Right.
I know what newspapers I gotta start reading now. When
I ain't
some
mad at
local
you though,
papers.
because when I we all do our own personal favorites. So you a sneakerhead. I'm a
Right.
draft nerd. So when I hit you
Right.
with that shit, yeah. So I get it.
right, exactly,
Right.
exactly. It's on you, Jay. You want it all. You the guy.
Yeah. I ain't got nothing crazy, man. Shout out to Yosh. I thought he was gonna be on here, but just kind of going to be a little bit of breaking news for y'all. So, well, for everybody listening, because y'all about to actually witness a decision from the host of this show. So, Yosh is out of here. So y'all cool with West Coast J being a fixture on the show?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Word.
Yeah,
All right. So I guess
Is he gonna have sound effects like Yosh?
I don't know. We can try to figure that out. I just know next time you speak to West Coast Jay, don't be going up to him asking him, how does it feel to be me? Because I'm sure that's what Keon did to Yosh. So don't pass the gesture forward to West Coast Jay. So talked to Jay today. He said he'd be honored to be on. So yeah. So West Coast Jay will be the newest official host of the Defy Life podcast.
All types of breaking news going on in this episode.
All right.
That's what's up.
Yeah. All right. That's all I got.
All right. Al, it's on you. You beat money.
Nah.
Yeah, so I guess my shout out is let's see. Definitely shout out Yosh. Brother, definitely was fun while it lasted. Good to have you here, but appreciate what you guys to do and that new shows is going on. But like I said, the sound effects, the comedy, definitely your presence will be missed, but bring on West Coast J. And also, I'm just looking forward to my trip to South Africa. So I won't be talking to y'all for a couple of weeks. And appreciate the birthday shout out on Facebook with the Defy Life sweatshirt. What got me thinking about it is I'm looking at it right now. I will be packing it and taking it to South Africa.
Yeah.
So you'll be seeing pics in South Africa with the Defy Life sweatshirt on. So we going international, baby.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Damn, Yo's mic ain't even cold. And Al said, "Bring on West Coast J."
Right.
Yeah. Damn.
Speaking about Yoshi in the past tense and shit. It's like Yoshi was fun. He was a good guy.
You know how they do. The king is dead.
Right.
Long live the king.
Long live the king.
You ain't got time to breathe in, nigga. Who next?
Oh shit. Shit. West Coast shit got sound effects? That nigga Yosh.
Yeah. Hey, y'all remember Yosh? Yosh gonna be in the same sentence as Rodney.
Who?
Exactly.
Got that serious recency bias. Like, who that?
Y'all crazy. Y'all, you guys have to fully, y'all really live by the notion of the NFL. What have you done for me lately? And whoever's up next.
Right.
Next man up. Y'all crazy. Money is on you, man. Y'all wild, man.
Like I said, man. Shout out to Yosh, man. It's been a pleasure. Yo, y'all crazy.
Oh wow, boy, y'all crazy.
Shout out to you. Shout out to you, man. Hey, I'm definitely miss it, man. Get back on the show soon, man. Much appreciation and love for what you're doing over there on your other shows. Listeners, definitely check out um, relationship status and the coach. Damn, what's the name of the other show? Coach's Corner. What's the name of that show?
Staley it should have been gone for a while.
Yeah,
the
Staley English show. Yeah, featuring Coach Kurtz.
Yeah, or Coach's Corner, whatever you want to call it. If you want to call it that, that's fine.
Hey, I just gave them a whole new name of the show, Coach's
Corner.
Hey, that ain't bad though.
Nah,
hey, that ain't bad.
Something to think about.
Oh, my bad, Yosh. You gonna smile when you hear that.
They keep messing it all up. Check out Coach's Corner with Yancey and Jeff. Who the fuck is Yancey? I don't know. They do
Sound good though. Sound good.
Right.
Yeah, check out those shows. They really are good shows. Wow, y'all got tears in my eyes, man. Hey, man, we do it for the fans. Continue to support. Check out our Patreon page, defylifegear.com. We really are working hard to bring y'all the best content, the best gear, that we possibly can, man. We do this for y'all. Y'all already know if you're not messing with Defy Life, what is your life about?
Yeah. All right. Last but not least, I just wanna I guess big up all the youths, man, that's taking that the statewide testing, the pass.
What did you say? Did you say Utes?
No, man, I said youths, man.
Nah, I'm just kidding. You don't know where that's from?
Youths.
My cousin Vinny.
Vinny. Did you say Utes?
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Y'all got me snorting out here, man. But I want to shout them out, man. Wish them well. Go out there and score high. Do your thing. Definitely want to shout out Yosh. Follow that trend.
Ooh.
It's been great having you, man. And we're going to miss you. Hey, we gonna catch you from time to time when you I guess when you can come through.
And when you're on Coach's Corner.
Right, Coach's Corner.
Right.
Coach's Corner with Ed and Sal. Wow,
with Dickie
man.
V and Jimmy V.
Wow.
Hey, y'all crazy, man. Y'all can't let nothing go get by. Hey, but definitely, the mothers, definitely that was big, man. The Mother's Day. But I'm not gonna go on and on. It's mad late. But hey, love y'all, man. I love it. Fans appreciate it. Keep pouring out. We're expecting to see us, up high on iTunes and whatnot. How again, we appreciate the love.
No doubt. And everybody, look forward to the Fantasy Beast podcast starting back up very soon. So I'll be out on the lookout for that as football season approaches and fantasy season approaches. Power's coming back. So
Power.
Our Power podcast hosted by our very own, both of those hosted by our very own Thomas Stevens. Speak the Truth, our Power podcast. And also football season coming back. Long and short of it, we'll also be back where I interview former NFL players to tell their stories. So all three of those, our seasonal podcasts are starting to hit the scene again. So be on the lookout for those.
No doubt.
Well, folks, that's all we got. Good show, guys. Again, in all serious, salute to Yosh. All the best on relationship status and on Coach's Corner. And we will. But it's all like healthy competition here on the network. So, Yosh, now that you're not on the Defy Life network anymore, get used to finishing second, sir, in these network numbers. So,
no doubt.
So, but yeah, man, that's all we got. So, thank y'all for listening. It's been episode 107. We will talk to y'all again next week. Until then, Defy Life.
Defy Life.
Defy Life.
Hey, Siri,
Hey, how may I help you?
play the Relationship Status Podcast.
Playing the Relationship Status Podcast.
You know, I would ask him, like, what are you doing? You know, where are you going with this? What are you trying?
Sick,
and he really didn't have, like, a real answer.
Okay.
So I didn't feel like we were going to...
Yeah, I really forgot.
I
I
think that goes back to something I've often heard and think myself, that men
I don't know why
date
Coach's
women
Corner came
thinking
flying.
they're never going to change, and women date
Thinking that they are.
thinking that they can change.
Sick,
Relationship Status.
Hey, my
New
bro-
episode every
hey,
Monday
my
at
mom,
12
what you
noon on the
play?
Defy Life Network.